Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, what's going on, freaks? Yeah, put out another video today. Barely got viewed again. So, starting off the month with a bang. It's already collapsed. I knew it was. I could tell right by there was only 200 and something watching. If you're not pushing the conspiracy narrative, nobody watches. Nobody watches. When I say nobody, I mean the masses. Of course, some of the freaks watch it. But this is our first night of the month, everybody, so let's try to have a good night tonight, all right? We are, the video did poorly, but maybe you guys can make up the difference, all right? We got to get the month started off well so we don't just start going, all right? Got to have a good final quarter of the year. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. Didn't you read the thumbnail, Connor? Did you read the thumbnail? Yeah, it was right there. It said exactly what we were doing. No, it isn't, Bob. But you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, on my channel, we actually donate thousands of dollars, okay? But you're one of those dumb people that shows up and doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. And the moderators take forever to get rid of people like you. But, hey, whatever. You can say whatever the hell you want. Yeah, so I had a, what do you call it? I don't know. I made the video on, I think he did a dry run earlier in the day. Yeah, we've given $265,000 away. That's why, you guys don't have to support the channel, and then we're not doing that. I'll just be able to have to keep it for myself. I try to bring in as much as I can so I can also donate a large amount and make a living here. All right, and that's what this, we've been doing this for years. Yeah, we don't need to, who cares? But we're at 0.0000000 all the way across the board. So let's see if we can get the month started off right. I'm just sort of like crabby right now because it's just like, just sit here and I just keep watching conspiracy theory. I don't even think it's cool to give a voice to conspiracy theorists. It's just a complete waste of time. And I think it's just sort of a way to sort of backdoor get the, sort of make an income on, hey, look at I'm discussing it with them. Yay, we're all, no, look at, there's a guy named George Webb. He is a lunatic, okay? And I know it because he's been doing this shit for years and years. And he's an absolute lunatic of a person. He's the last person you want boots on the ground of any kind, any way, shape, or form. He doesn't know what he's looking at, all right? And to even give him a forum to sort of talk, etc., it's just a complete waste of time, in my opinion. The guy is a lunatic. It's just, he's unbelievable. Hey, thanks, Mushy Mystic. And thanks, Brenda Peacock. Right. So I thought what we could do tonight is, just have our open kind of forum thing, I guess, where people can call in you know, it's not really a call, but you click on the StreamYard link and you use your phone, and you just got to make sure that you turn off the video, you know, that you're watching, so it doesn't echo in there, and then you just use your phone like a phone. You don't have to use your video. You just talk into your phone. You know, I'd rather not do video with people. You just use your voice on there, and I can just turn off the video anyways. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm the only one in here currently. Welcome, Brenda Peacock. Yeah, so I try to use my channel. I make an income on YouTube, and then we also donate thousands of dollars every single month to various true crime related charities, and we've been doing this for 6 years. Okay, and we have reached 265,000 after last night. 265,500. Don't want to leave that off, and I think that's pretty amazing. You know, can you name any other channel that's even done anything close to that? And the answer is absolutely not. All right. Hey, thanks, Tony Morrow. So when we get people, they always come in and they say that. But the reality is there's a lot of people, a lot of organizations that actually rely on us. So I have sort of a, I don't know. I feel sometimes it's a little bit pressure. Like, man, I have to keep being able to donate to our DNA fund, for example. You know, like what do we do? Just one day, just stop because people don't want to help support the channel anymore, and I just got to go. Oh shit, sorry. It's fun while it lasted. You know, we got to keep doing it. All right, because they're, you know, right now they're doing enrichment on the torso case. Using a different technique, and then they'll try another technique, and then after that they'll use it on the torso case, because the torso case, not the torso case, the boy, remember the boy that was found next to the bike, and then he had his hair shaved from his waist down. That one was a tough one, but if the technique works on the torso, then they can use it on that one. All right, so we got a whole bunch of different things going, and we also you know, so without your guys' support, we're not doing those things. All right, so that's why on a nightly basis, I ask for people to support the channel. We had donation night last night. A lot of you weren't even there for that, and it'd be great if you could help support the channel tonight so we can get this month started off on the right foot. Instead of just having another crappy, you know, like we had a few of those last month early on. So let's try not to do that. All right, because I can't make things happen, you know. I've tried dancing a jig. Well, no, I've never really tried it, but that doesn't work. I've tried other things. I can just do the shows and hope. That's it. All right, cool. Hey, thanks, Ted Bundy. A serial killer is even doing it. So yeah, now Candace is claiming that, like, there's this video, and the lady in the video says, well, I actually have the clip here. Let's play it. Of course, it's a big conspiracy. It's always something.
That time, how long it took him
Hold on.
from that little part over to here. That time, how long it took him to get from that little part over to here.
They're talking about that spot.
Was way longer than it should.
Yeah, what they're talking about there is right here. I think they're actually standing, yeah, like right back here, pointing, because he came running in through back there.
So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff, like if there...
She said, I wonder if the girl had given him stuff.
Is an accomplice. Sorry.
Hold on, let me listen to it again.
If there is an accomplice.
Now, if there is an accomplice. So what girl are they talking about? Is it some girl they also saw in the area? They didn't say that he was talking to the girl. But see, Candace tries to imply that he was talking to a girl, and he gave her, you know, like he changed clothes right there and gave it to the girl.
Sorry, you're filming.
And it said right here, That picture from Sam's across the street, he was right here.
Yep.
So you see, she's talking about the shooter, and she says, I was...
If you time how long it took him to get from that little part over to here, was way longer than it should have been. So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff, like if there is an accomplice. Sorry, you're filming.
And it said right here, that picture from Sam's across the street, he was right here.
Yep.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Candace doesn't know the case. That's what her problem is. You know, I mean, I don't know what when she says. You know, let's just get the sense.
Time, how long it took him to get from that little part over to here, was way longer than it should have been. So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff.
So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff, like if there isn't a.
Like if there is an accomplice.
Like if there is an accomplice. You know, I mean, who knows what she's saying? You know, like, hey, the girl that gave him something. Maybe he didn't know if there was a girl or not that gave him something, or there was a girl that was walking around at some point. But she then says if there is an accomplice. Well, it would be an accomplice if you literally saw him handing something to some girl there. But like, you notice how she just turns it into this huge thing. You know, like, we don't know what it means at all, but it sure as hell, you know, all you see is Tyler Robinson by himself. Now, I don't know what video they're talking about. It's just crazy. All right, but we're having a massive lull again right off the shoot, you guys. So let's try to get to the Goldenite so I don't have to ask 100,000 times. We just got to keep on moving. Get through the year here. Or he was looking for a good spot for the gun. No. I want to know who taught Candace about government involvement with aliens. She has been on downward spiral since. Yep. She's clueless. She's actually became, you know, really embarrassing. Just, you know, she thinks she's really on to something. She's terrible, okay? Her, you know, her sort of common sense rationale has disappeared. And thank you, I don't know how to say it, K3Y53. Right. Common sense of why. They didn't release any doctored photos. Yeah. They didn't release any doctored photos, okay. I'm not sure where you guys are coming from. I mean, that's just pure insanity. Nobody, there's that. What doctored photos are you talking about? What is the tune and we are... I don't know what that means. Lawless. Got to do a better sentence. Let's see. Because that they're zooming in on portions. What do you mean they're not in HD? Come on. And you guys are such nutty conspiracy theorists. It's crazy. You know? You know what? They are in HD, but they're not shooting 30 frames a second. So they have an open shutter speed. Open shutter, and there's a little bit of blur in there. I mean, I don't know where the hell you guys come from, man. It's just, you just like come out of the woodwork. It's creepy. I mean, that could be HD right there. I think it's a pretty big video. He's just far away. So when you zoom in on him, look at that. Oh my God, that's not even a real person, everybody. Look at that. Ooh, 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 ooh. You know, interestingly, you can even see the sunglasses, though. Even in that picture, if you squint your eyes, there's the sunglasses. All right. You can see him from right out there. That's a great picture of him. There's the hat. Has a, you know, looks like maybe some sort of the logo on the front of the hat there. The maroon shirt, the backpack. Looks like his right hand's in his pocket there. Don't know if that's his regular skin tone because he's been inside so long. And then he's got his Chuck Taylor shoes on. All right. He's got his Chuck Taylor shoes. I mean, you know what's funny is people are going, great, you know, you keep... My videos, they have overlap in them because we've only got a certain amount of surveillance footage. Thank you, CR, the membership gifting queen. There's only a certain amount of video that they release. And here's the deal, everybody. Tyler Robinson is alive. He didn't die in a shootout or anything like that. He was arrested and charged. That's why We are not going to get any other information. I mean, we might get something here and there leaked out, like, oh, here's some, you know. But this is all buttoned up now because there's a case to be presented. It's totally different than crooks, you know. Remember that? We got to see all the body camera footage. We got to see everything. And it's totally different than that. And I don't know why it's hard to see that. It's, you know, and then the biggest thing, people are saying, hey, there's this mortician lady. She verified there was an autopsy. Good for you, mortician. Good for you. You're so sleuthy. Wow. Woo! She's got a source, and my God, she was able to tell us all that there was an autopsy done. Who the hell didn't think there was an autopsy done on Charlie Kirk, for God's sakes? If you even thought that there wasn't an autopsy done, you're an idiot. I mean, literally a stupid person. Of course there's an autopsy done. They don't go, well, hey, here, Erica, you've got custody now. Here you go. It's yours. Do what you want. We'll let you know if we need something. I mean, give me a break, you guys. Why do you need somebody out there and everybody's going, gosh, she's so good, this mortician lady. She verified it. What do you mean? Why was that even a thought that you had? Why did anybody even have a thought that there wasn't an autopsy done in this case? What, they took him right out? They go, wheel him in. Hey, he's not alive. Wheel him to the crematory or whatever the hell the term is. My God, it's just so stupid. What happened to you guys? And I'm not talking to, you know who I'm talking to, the nutters. It's so stupid. What is this? What's happening right now? I get so frustrated, sitting around when somebody like Candace goes live. I listen for about 10 minutes and I just go, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And look at the people in the comments. Look how dumb they are. Over 100,000 idiots all in the same location, believing every single thing that she's saying, and it is complete garbage. Okay, I mean, my God. And you know what? I do feel bad for Israel right now, and I'll tell you why. It's because the left hates Israel, first of all, and now Candace Owens is starting this whole movement of the right hating Israel by putting out complete bogus information. And so where are they now? It's like there's all these people on the right that are starting to go, oh yeah, that Israel, oh yeah. And then the left hates them. So now you've just created a really terrible place for the Jews that live here in the United States. I think it's effing it just makes me so angry. It's unbelievable. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's just like, it's almost like Nazi Germany is starting to become, because everybody's starting to, they all hate him. I mean, what a joke, you guys. What a freaking joke. All just from a stupid conspiracy nutter YouTube idiot. I mean, Candace Owens is a dumb person, okay? And when I say, I can't say she's dumb. She's dangerously, like she's smart, but she's, like something happened to her brain, so she's dangerous. That's the thing, is she's able to communicate in a way that's very convincing to people. With their little sly little look and that kind of thing. It's crazy. But we're having another lull, you guys. We got to keep on moving along here. We won't reach the goals. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel tonight, I would appreciate it. The channel relies on the generosity of the people watching. There is no ad revenue at all on these live streams that I do for 3 hours. Last night was our donation night. We're now moving on to the next month, and we got to get it started in the right way. So if you have the ability to, I would appreciate your support. If you like the way I cover, true crime is what I do here. I do, logically, rationally, etc., and channels like mine should be the ones that you guys are actually supporting, not the other ones that put out bullshit every single day for likes and views and subs. All right? So let's get started on supporting the channel right now. And here we go. And I won. Didn't think so. All right. Yeah, it's such an obvious thing. Well, he didn't write the text, so it's weird how they go straight to, they didn't write the text messages because that makes the conspiracy able to continue. You just start going, well, he didn't write the text messages. They didn't do that. Who did then? Who wrote those? Wouldn't Tyler Robinson immediately be going, God, I got set up, man. I got set up. But nope, didn't happen. Well, that wasn't one. That's right. She bought this huge statue. I guess that didn't work, you guys. All right. Okay, everybody get started right now. Okay, here we go. 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's get those super chats going, you guys. Super chats, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit the super chat, super chats. Maybe a super thanks, maybe gift of membership. That'd be great. Hurry up, everybody. Let's get going right now. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Hey, thanks, Kami. Gray with the mic drops and facts. I don't know, Megsy. I don't know. The last two videos I put out barely scratched 10,000 views, and they're better than any of those other videos that you see out there, but it's not selling. I mean, I'm just so disgusted with this whole genre, okay, of true crime. It's been like this for a long time for me, okay? I go out there and I try to put out the real information so that people can understand, and in a way that people understand it, and it works. People see it for a while and they go, yeah. But then the conspiracy nutters take over. And I can't even get a view, man. It is like hard as hell. Now you tell me how in the hell I can make a video better, like the one I did yesterday, right? The one with comparing the photographs and everything, proving that it is Tyler Robinson walking around. How do I do a video better than that one? I mean, that thing is like amazing. If you watch it, you go, oh shit, that is Tyler Robinson. Okay. But instead, it just sort of gets thrown in the trash heap of YouTube. And today's was pretty good. I was just showing you where I think he did a dry run. I'm based on the timing, that it's 10:08-ish. I think he goes into the building, does a dry run and gets out of there probably around 11, and then makes it back to his car by 11 or so, and then gets ready to go and heads in. He's ready to go. It's all set up. All right, so can you guys please help support the channel tonight? I've asked 3 or 4 times now. We're just sort of buzzing along, and we got to have a good night to start the month off. It's just really important. All right, so if you have the ability to, that would be great, because we're currently at 1/6 of just a basic goal. Yeah, we can't wait for tomorrow at 3:15 to watch. Yeah, she's on every single day, right when you normally would upload a video. There she is, again and again. And then every night when I try to do my live streams, we get the same people streaming over and over and over again. And it just makes it really difficult. This is my job, Darren, you idiot. God, you sound like a dipshit. Hey, thanks, DJ. Hey, get a job. This is my job, you fool. I mean, what are you talking about? Aren't these people stupid? Like, I come on here every single day, do 3-hour live streams, and then make videos for people to watch. When the video does terribly, then I have to rely on the people watching the show, okay? So if you don't want to support the channel, don't watch the damn thing. Go do something else. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake, and we the captain now. What a stupid comment. Get a job. This is the job, fool. That's why it's so important. If you guys want to keep people like me around that actually do it the right way, we got to get the support, all right? And by the way, I'll show you guys, for anybody that didn't watch yesterday, the video. I'll show you the, let me just show you some of the images. I mean, it's so obvious that it's almost ridiculous. Is it I think it was the 29th, there you go. Right, watch this. All right, just watch this again. So here he is going down into the tunnel. Are you going to tell me that doesn't look like him right there? Like the same ear, it's just a slightly different angle. Look at that. I mean, my God. I think you might even be wearing the same damn shirt in that image right there. Do you see that? Hey, thanks, CR, again. See that? Membership gifting queen. She's so kind. Then we got Ty right there. The truth has no agenda. Right. And here's the thing. I'm not going to sell my soul. People go, Gray, why don't you look into this and this and that? Because it's bullshit. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not looking into it. You know, how do you know unless you look into it? Well, because aliens weren't involved, all right? Right, see that right there, everybody? We did votes on it last night. If you're just new watching here, can you tell that that's the same person right there? I mean, if you were looking at that, wouldn't you just go, yeah, that's the same person, right? Right? It's simple. So let me move on to the next one. Watch this. Are you going to say that that person right there is not this person? I'm using the traffic stop images there. Look at this one right there, and look at that one, and look at that. You don't think that's the same person? Can you literally say that with a straight face? Well, I can't really tell, Gray, because he's going to... Can you really absolutely say that, right? All right, let's move forward. And then right here, this image I have in here to show you the structure of his body, kind of thin like that, like this. And then look at this picture right here. You don't think that person is that person? I don't think I could do better than this. You don't think that this is Tyler Robinson? This is Tyler Robinson for real, right here. Like this one right here is 100% Tyler Robinson on the right. This right here is 100% Tyler Robinson because his DNA was found on the screwdriver, the rifle, and it looks just like the real Tyler Robinson. Whoa! Look at that. That's incredible. See, this is the guy that was walking in on surveillance. And look at that. Look at the ear. Look at that space. This is really important here. Like, see where the, like right here after his sideburn, that space and then the ear. Look at that. Can't you see that? And hell, you can almost see like the little part of his ear that goes in. I mean, it's crazy. You see that? That's not something that you just go, oh, well, you know, a lot of people have, you know, screw you. All right. This is absolutely him. All right. Move on to the next one. And then I put this one over next to that shot just so you can see sort of a similar look, the sideburns, the glasses, etc. And then there's this one. This is him apparently at 638 in Dairy Queen. You can tell from an actual, you know, verified image of Tyler Robinson that that is him, and that's him. So these are all him, right? So why, if he's in at Dairy Queen, doesn't that at least mean that he's in Orem for the rest of you guys? So why is it such a hard stretch then to then say, well, if he's in Orem, then of course this is him. Then of course this is him right here. It's crazy. And by the way, he looks slightly different in this picture because of the angle of the camera. It's down at a like a 90 degree, not 90, but like a 40 degree angle, and he looks squattier and stockier, etc. because that's what happens when you do that. This one over here is not like that. It's straight at him. Anyways, you know, I'm just telling you guys, it's really simple stuff. And hey, thanks K3Y53, and again for Ty and CR and Alley Kick and We the Captain Now. Not to mention that just like a serial killer, he returned back to the scene of the crime. Right. Well, he had to go try to get his rifle and blanket and towel. Oh yeah, I am mad, SKC. I am mad. Yeah, I'm just so disgusted. You know, people go, "Hey, we're just open-minded." You know, see, Gray, you're not. You're just no, you're not. You're not open-minded. You're an idiot. Okay, you're just being willfully ignorant. That's what's going on. Dixie Hippie, it's the trolls that encouraged him to go to do it, Gray. Sing some songs. What do you mean? Where is the stairwell pic taken at? Are you serious, or Man, we've gone over this so many times now. It's wow. Okay, we'll do it again. Let's see. Where is this? All right, from above. Yeah, so we see him in surveillance footage walking right here. Right down like this. Then he cuts across the grass, goes across this parking lot, and then goes into this tunnel right here. All right? So that's inside the tunnel. I'm going to have to pull up the Keeler video again. Hold on. All right, you'll get to see it all here in a second. You'll know exactly where it is. You will not be confused. If you're confused after seeing it, I can't help you. All right, I will not be able to help you after that. That's not the spot. Let's see. This one. Here we go. All right. So here's that tunnel we were just talking about. Can you see this? Can you see this, everybody? Make sure you're paying attention. Here's the tunnel. All right, here we go. Now watch the camera. It's going to turn around. All right. Yeah, so that first picture right here, that's where this is. See that? See that slope there? That's how I was able to figure that out at one point. And these are the stairs going down. His right hand is next to that rail there. All right. He's covering this little thing there. You can't see it. Let's see. I was just going to see it there. But, I mean, it is, you know, it's obviously the same place. See the parking lot back there. There's the parking lot. You guys see it? You know, make sure, for the people who haven't seen this, you see what I'm looking at now? Does it make sense to you that this guy, the guy walking down right here is right there? Do you understand that? We got him on surveillance, turning onto that green grass area and walking this exact direction. Just curious about what? Hello? Are you guys following along here? He's going down these steps right there. All right. And then we're going to move forward here. I'm going to take the pictures out. There we go. Now look at this. There's the camera at the top that took the picture, the video. And then here's the tunnel. We're back into the tunnel. We're walking into the tunnel, everybody. And I would say probably right here, this camera right there, see that camera right there? Filmed back towards the camera and took this picture. Notice the hue is the same. It has those little holes or whatever you call those into the wall. That's right here. In fact, wouldn't it be, I mean, it's let's see. It's hard to make out. They all kind of have that little thing dropping down, but you know, I was just looking at maybe if this one here is that one, but you know, they all look kind of similar. There's something kind of dripping out, but that's where that's taken, right? Do you see anything that's even remotely not proving that? I mean, it's just absolutely it. He's walking through the tunnel. That's the spot. He's going this direction. And then watch what he does at the end of the tunnel. It's just a quick right. And then these stairs right here. Now watch. Right here is this picture. Right there. This one. He just went around that corner and he's heading right up those stairs. And then, when you get to the top of the stairs, right near the top, like right, there's the camera, by the way, right there that took this video. And then right here is this one, getting near the top of the stairs. And then I think he actually turns around and pans back. All right, so looking at that picture right there. See that? That's him. That's walking up those stairs, and then there's the side rail. Watch here. See right there? That's what that is. coming up, and now he's going to turn and make his way up these stairs right there. You see that? I mean, if you don't believe it's the same spot, watch this. All right, we're going to move that up there. Can you see that has the exact same little rust marks on there? See right there, and then right here. Everything, it's the same rust marks. It's the right spot. Everything's the same. Then he's going to go up these stairs, right? And then, after he goes up the stairs, we'll watch that. He comes out right here, all right? So, on Google Earth, what we just saw, in your mind, picture what he did when he got into the tunnel. Just use your sort of, imagination with what we just described. Hey, thanks K3, my friend of many years who was deep down the rabbit hole, has come close to ending the friendship over this. Just try to relax. I don't mind if people want to, I'm just going to say you're an idiot if you believe the conspiracy theories. That doesn't mean I don't like you as a person. It just means you're, either acting like an idiot intentionally, or you are just very unwise or being willfully ignorant. I don't know what the term is. Hey, thanks, Dixie Ippy. Now, visualize what just happened. What does he do at the end of the hallway, you guys? So here's the tunnel. What does he do at the end? Type it in. I'm going to do this like a class. What does he do at the end of the tunnel? We just watched it. Anybody there? Hello? No. What does he do at the end of this tunnel here? I just showed it to you guys. Yes, Evan said it right. He turns to the right. So that means he went that direction. And then what did he do after that? After he turned to the right, what did he do? Oh my God, you guys. Were you not watching? This is what I'm talking about. I mean, there's so many people that aren't saying it correctly. Yeah, right. John Wolfe got it right. He took a hard right and then went upstairs. So pretending we're on the lower level, he went like this. Up the stairs, and then he went up another set of stairs going that way. It's just one floor down. So that's what had him come out right here, where he takes a left and comes out. So because so many of you got it wrong, we're going to have to go back and do it again just like you did in grade school, all right? Because if you don't know this shit, you're going to always be confused. Here's the tunnel, everybody. We're back out. There it is. There's the tunnel. You go into the tunnel right there. And this is the tunnel. We're in it. Okay, I'm just going to turn it, and we're going to start moving down the tunnel. Here we go. Watch what it's doing. You'll have it all figured out in your head. Man, you guys, it's just embarrassing. So you take a right, and then a hard right. Look at this. Boom. See that? Almost a U. And you go up the stairs here. And you're still underground right now. All right, and then right now we're getting, on some ports it's underground. It's kind of strange how it works, but that's a parking garage. I wonder where that would take you out right there. It's kind of interesting. Because look, we are on the street level here. Okay, so I don't know what the lighting was down there. That's sort of interesting. Like when you're looking at the this right here, looks like there's a parking below. But like, what's the lighting right there? It's kind of interesting. And then when you go around that corner. So anyways, you come out to the top. So what you just did right there is you went through the tunnel and did a U-turn, went upstairs, kind of like this and like this, but a floor down, and you came out right there. And then that's where Tyler Robinson walks down, probably comes up this area right here, makes his way around to the front of the low-C building. He's spotted walking on camera that we haven't seen yet. How come we haven't seen it, Gray? How come we haven't seen it? That's at 12:02 right here. Walks over there and then enters the building right here. Probably like 12:03 or 4. Then goes up these stairs at 12:15. So there's 11 minutes of missing time that I'm sure they have surveillance of him inside this building. And then he comes up these stairs at 12:15 and makes his way over to this area and then goes over this wall right there. You see how simple this is? And he lays down or crouches down and assembles the rifle that was in his pants. He was limping the entire way until this segment here. After 5 minutes of being down here, at 12:22, he got up and ran because now he's not encumbered by the rifle that was in his pants. And he runs this direction, and he kind of gets over here and he shimmies over a little bit like this on the ground. And right in this position, right there, he fires right at Charlie Kirk, right where that pin is. Okay? And it's just so simple, this case. It's just almost unbelievable. All right? And he fired, and then he stood up and he ran off the roof, jumped down the back of it. And if you want to see what that looked like, we'll do that right here. Here he was shooting from right here. And then after that, he ran over like this, around this side of the building, came around this side, then let himself down the roof right there, came down, and then from this position, he went up this little hill right there, and then he ran over here. And on camera, he's seen going into the woods, I think, right over in this area, because this is where law enforcement was taking the pictures. And that's why they went and checked the woods, and lo and behold, they found the rifle and the black towel that he was carrying. All right? So has everybody got the tunnel situation down now? Hey, thanks. Born to raise hogs. I do like bacon. I like him as pets, Gray, you bastard. I'm never watching again. Hey, by the way, who the hell's... Have you guys bought my mug, for God's sakes? Jesus. Maybe I got to do that one. Hold on. You know my mug that says I'm never watching again? Yeah, there it is. Coming up. All right, here we go. Got to get it out of the way. This is when I was in Moscow, Idaho, filming the night. I was in Moscow, Idaho, filming for Brian Koberger case. And oh my God, almost at the exact same moment in time, he pleads guilty. So anyways, listen to this. All right, let's play it. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm sure they'll get the, when I was on court TV, do you guys see that? I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
Every time.
When I was on court TV, do you guys see that? I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
God, that's good.
Court TV, do you guys see that?
One more time.
I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
God, that's good. Yeah, anyways, we made a mug with that. I got a pic. Let me see if I got to go try to find that thing. Hold on a second. Here, listen to the... There we go, some of this. Oh, hey, thanks, CR, again. See, CR's actually bought this mug and sent in a photograph. Here, I got it right here, though. Check it out. Look at it. Okay, that one says, but great, right? And then this side is, I'm never watching again. Boo-hoo-hoo. It's awesome. Come on. How do you get a better mug than this one? But great. And then, I'm never watching again. Come on, you guys. I don't know what the, let me see if I can, if anybody's interested in getting that. I was going to put it in the chat. Let's see. Where is that? It should be underneath my videos, I think. Yeah, I was going to put it in the, let me see. I'm just going to try to put the link in there and see if anybody wants to get it. But you guys are having one of those lulls again, so if you guys could help support the channel, that'd be great. We're just trying to get to goals here. All right, maybe this will work right here, this one. Here we go. Try that one. Does that work? That one right there? Hey, whoa, it's K Miller. I thought you disappeared after all those people attacked you the other day. But I appreciate your like you're nice, making nice comments. I was on Ashley Banfield's show, and these people were trashing, or like she just goes, "Hey, great job, Gray," and then these people just showed up there. They're like a pack of hyenas. They're like a troll group of people who show up, and they just, doesn't matter. They're those people right there that I just imitated. I'm never watching again. Those guys. Anyways, thanks so much, K Miller. Those people are lame, she said. Okay, well, good. Was actually just Tyler Robinson. Yes, it is, J. Crow. Isn't it weird? Ask me any question about the Tyler Robinson case that, you know, you think is like something really like, hey, this is weird. This isn't adding up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's do it. And then we'll open up the lines here in a little bit. All right. Well, I've been on after maybe in 12 minutes. Anyways, thanks so much. That was really kind. Go ahead. Ask any question in there. What the heck? Jeez. Oh, look at that. K Miller just did 20 channel membership gifted. That's crazy. Thank you. Look at all the people getting free memberships there. Hopefully you'll stick around for the, I got a, you know, $1.99 option. You could try that. Thanks, K Miller. That's very kind. And thank you, CR. You're always helping out a lot, all the time. I mean, like I said last night, a lot of you help out all the time. Let's see. Hey, Mariska, good to see you back here tonight. You got up in a huff from our Thanksgiving table. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't way off. Remember last night I was talking about, I had this, I was almost positive that it was the the mayor of Los Angeles. Remember that when I was talking about the mayor, and I felt like, man, how did I get that totally wrong? And for some reason I can't see it right here, but no, I did email. Let me find the email. Hold on. It was, oh, thanks Lisa Valenzuela for the coffee. Hold on one second. I'm just looking for the email. Ah, Jesus. All right, so it's right here. So this is what I was remembering, but man, it just shows you how far behind I am. So it's this guy right here, and he was the mayor in 2000 and I think it was 13 or something like that. I can't remember the exact date, but oh yeah, that's our Intermountain Forensics. So we've given Intermountain Forensics. I think I gave Lisa the wrong file earlier. Where the hell did I put that thing? Jesus. Yeah, so we've given Intermountain Forensics, let's see, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that was from last year. Some of that is. But like 16,000 or something this year so far. But anyways, I forgot that guy's name. There was a whole different screenshot that I had, and I can't find it, but he was the mayor for like 8 years in Los Angeles, but he stopped being a mayor in 2013, so I'm not really sure why that's still in my head, like he was still the mayor, but, you know, getting old, so who the hell knows why. All right. So, I don't know if I missed some questions out there, but what do you got for questions? Give me some questions. He did change clothes, yeah. He changed clothes in the woods. Question, you said first cam in tunnel was 360 degree cam. I didn't see that. Looked like a standard dome. Okay. But let me ask you something. Is that a big deal to you? It looks like a 360 degree camera. But what if it's not? Does that change the case? Like all of a sudden, oh my God, you said it was 360. How dare you, Gray? All right, let's go look at it. Let's look at it. Yeah, so I don't know if that's 360 or not, but it kind of looks like one. You know, because they usually have two lenses, one on each side, and they get stitched together. All right, so you got that one. And here's what we do know. We do know that this camera is 360, and it kind of looks similar to me. See that one right there? That's 360 degrees. And I don't think it looks exactly the same, but it does have the same kind of dome at the end, etc. You know, and I don't really care if it is or not. It's just the camera that filmed him coming into the tunnel. All right? I mean, what a weird thing to sleuth out.
Gray, you said it was a 360 camera. It looks like a normal one to me, you bastard.
Okay, good for you. Yay! How come you're not challenging the conspiracy nutters on their just ludicrous statements that they make? Yeah, all right. Anyways, I'm still curious about the Candace Owens Dairy Queen photo. She says proves her theory. Well, what theory? I think that if that is him, okay, look at that is Tyler Robinson in that image. If it's taken at 6:38 at Dairy Queen in Orem, Utah, you know, that just rests the case, for God's sakes. I mean, it's like it's over, right? I mean, it's over anyways, okay? But I'm just saying, oh, wow. So now you even have Tyler Robinson placed in Orem, Utah, just hours after the murder of Charlie Kirk, and you see him walking around on campus through tunnels, you know, going up. They actually have him, by the way, you guys. They have him on surveillance, I bet you, even in the low-C building in those 11 minutes, and they show him walk out the door and head towards the steps, I bet. I bet you that they have that video. I mean, hell, let's just look and see what the hell this thing has on it. Let's see. What's going on here? Come on. Jesus. Let's see, back to this. Where is that one? Is it this one? They're just not showing us stuff like that. And they just chose to, they found the images that they found the quickest, they gave us those. Hey, does anybody recognize this person? Alright, see that one. And I think this one finally goes into the Losi building. This is also Chuck Keeler's videos. He said I could use them. So there's the outside of the building where he came down. And that's a huge jump he made, by the way. But I could do that when I was young, like 15, 16, I could just jump off of anything. And see that guy walking up there? See that? That's probably what he looked like when he was walking up there. Because that's exactly where he was on that little thing, just farther to the right. Okay? So you see where that guy is standing right there. You see that? Here, look, watch. You go up in the air, and then it's right, basically, he's right down here in this video. God, I gotta get through these woods over here. Hold on. God, I was almost there. Hold on. Yeah, right there. So he's actually right through there to here at this point. See? This little thing is probably just still around that corner a little bit. Like right there. And that person is walking right up there. You see that? And then, that's the place, because those are the stairs that come up. And apparently, you know, those stairs were shut. So he just saw that person walking from this direction, and that's how he went up there later. I don't have that video, though. Anyways, these are the stairs that he comes up. And I bet you inside of this building here, because he goes through the doors that are right there, there's cameras in there. Thank you, Heather Lewis. Thank you, Heather Lewis. All right, go in here. Let's see if we can see any cameras in this building. You would think they would have some, but I don't know. It's hard to... And maybe there's some outside. Don't know. But anyways, after 12 minutes in here, these are the stairs that he went up. They're blocked right now, but you could just go over that fence, and that goes right to the roof. See that? Watch. Those are these stairs right here. And by the way, that's what he's looking up. These right there. So you come up and then make your way right onto the roof like this. And then he walked over here. And then he leaps over this little wall. It's really short. And then he puts together the rifle in this position. Alright? It's okay, Mariska. Because I'd never get moody. Okay. Anyways, like that. Ooh, man, that was quick. Ah, man, this is crazy. I just went through the earth right there. All right. So he's right there. Then he puts together the rifle out of his pants, and then he starts running with no limp anymore, right to the corner, then shoots, then runs off, blah, blah, blah. We've already gone over this 100,000 times. What other questions you guys have? I can answer every single question that you have with a more logical answer than the conspiracy angle. All right? So go ahead. What's one thing that's still, you're going to say, oh, there's no exit wound, Ray. It can't be a 30-06. Well, that's just not true, That's just not true. I know even the snipers and people out there, they say that, but that's just not true. You know, it depends on the type of bullet you're using. If it's soft point, is it the right ammunition for the gun? The 30-06 could still, you know, fires multiple types of bullets, and maybe it's yawing, it's slowing down, but it still has enough to penetrate the neck. Doesn't make it out, hits the bone, blah, blah, blah. There's 17 million answers. The truth is that Tyler Robinson is the shooter. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. Dun, 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 dun. It was too easy for him to get on that roof. What do you mean too easy? Listen to how this worked, everybody. This is what I get so tired. It's just so nauseating. Listen, the masses of people were down here. Some of them were up on this little raised area there, maybe a couple back here. But most everybody watching that was down here on this lower level watching the event, and there was some people up on this one. Look where Tyler Robinson shot from. He picked it. It was a very clever spot. He's behind everybody. Everybody's over there. And it's not easy for them to get out of there. Very simple for him to get out of there. So he's just walking around. Everybody's over here. He picked the time that he did. Let me just say this. What if he walked up there at 11:30? Then I could see that being something to be concerned about. Like, yeah, man, he got up there kind of early for that time of day, but it wasn't. He went up there when Charlie Kirk's was in full stride. He was already answering questions, for God's sakes. And he goes up there when everybody's watching Charlie Kirk. Everybody's attention is looking at Charlie Kirk. He goes up these stairs right here, like he had done earlier on his dry run, walks up there, and he just sits up there for 2 minutes anyways, looking and waiting to see if anybody's watching him. You wouldn't come up here to watch Charlie Kirk. Look at this. You're not watching Charlie Kirk from here. So he picked a spot that not one person would go to watch Charlie Kirk. And if I say Charlie Kirk's name one more time, I'm just saying, I've said his name 100,000. But like right there, you're not going here. And then he climbs over here. I mean, just look at it. I'm just trying to get you to see it this way. He's way back here. And then he gets over here, and then when it's in full, discussion mode, everybody's watching Charlie Kirk and cheering. They're all looking at him, and people around them, he's sneaking up here on the roof quietly, because at these types of events, they never have Overwatch on stuff way over here and way back there. They never do. And he's over here, and he takes the shot. And then people are like, how come people out on the road didn't see him? They would have been obvious. They didn't know shit, you guys. The gunshot goes off. Right? And people are like, what? What's that going on? By the time they even stood up, he's over here. He's over here when people are, they finally stood up off the ground. And then he runs over here, and he's just quickly got off that roof and jumped. And I don't think anybody from here was even over into this portion yet. And nobody on the road heard anything because it's like in a bowl over here. He shoots over there, and the shot went down in that direction. And it's kind of in its own environment over here. Maybe somebody over there could hear something. Nobody over here was hearing anything, and they're just walking casually. You saw it. They're walking casually. Cars are driving, and he blends right in for a moment. But he's got to quickly get out of there because probably within 10 or 15, I'd say within a minute of that, other people started rushing out here. I bet you if you watch that camera footage, he makes his way across the street, and then not long after that, you see lots of people rushing out these doors, making their way to the car, etc. All right? Don't you think that makes sense? Does that answer your question? Yeah, they when you say he got onto the roof too easily. Yep. Monday morning quarterbacking, we can all say that. But hey, guys, we're having one of those lulls again. So if you're out there, we're trying to have a really good night on the first night of the month here. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, maybe gift some memberships, that would be awesome. If we get 15 more channel memberships, I'll donate 5 myself. All right? I'll tell you what, I get to give, at the first day of the month, I can give 10 free memberships. So if we get 20 more memberships, I'll donate 10. All right? How's that sound? We can do it, man, as a group of people. We just need to get 20. So we're at 34. If we get to 54, then I'll donate 10, and that'll get us 64 new members on the first night of the month. Hey, thanks, Esther M. Why he took off from the roof? What do you mean? Why wouldn't he take off from the roof so fast? I don't know what you mean. I was hoping Gray could answer why he... Was he supposed to just hang out up there? Look at that. Romeo's Heart did 5 of them. There's 6. Now we just need 14 more, you guys. We could do it. Thanks, Romeo's Heart. I haven't seen you in a while. And thanks, CR, again. That's 6, 7, 13 more. Oh, wow. Okay, 13. Now it's 8 more. Ashley Ferris did it. All right, 8 more now. Hey, thanks, Chris Stew. Common sense is uncommon. It is. And I think, I don't know, man. I deploy common sense in every case that we do, and it works. I mean, ask the freaks that have been here, right, Paulette Leonard? Huh? Jessica Schubach, you've been here. All right, we just need 8 more, you guys. We can do it. And then I'll donate the 10 that I get to give out. Okay, now that's like Dixie Hippie and Jess F. Now there's only 2 left, right? I think that's right. Just 2 more to go. Why did he take his time and wave to the crowd? He didn't do that. He didn't, David. Who are you talking about? He didn't wave at anybody. Is there anything about the shooter putting the rifle together? Yes, yes. So here's the thing. The video, if you're new here, you probably don't, haven't seen some of these videos. See this little point that sticks out right here? That's right where the 360-degree camera was. So this is what they can see. They can see the stairs over here. In fact, they can see all the way over here. You just have to rotate the view you're looking at. They can see all the way over there based on where that's located. See that? They can see probably right there. Hey, and there's Connie. All right. And then Barbara Hall. Well, shit, we're going to have to... I'm going to... Hold on. I have to do it twice. All right, and then there we go. Boom. There we go. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I mean, I love it when people gift memberships out. At least there's a chance somebody might stick around. All right, so right here, yeah, it is. I mean, we do some great stuff here, guys. So if you're new here, we actually, and at the end of each month, I try to donate a large amount of money, thousands of dollars every single month, out of the income that comes in to various true crime-related charities. And yeah, I can write off donations to charity and everything like that, but all that really, people think, oh, you're going to take a dollar for the... Like if you make $100,000 and you donated 30, you get taxed on 70 then. So you save, probably 10 grand or something. So it's not like the whole amount. They think you save the whole amount. So anyways, we donate thousands of dollars. We've already given out like 30, what were we at this year? 37 or something? I think it's over here. Let's see. 36.5 this year. And we got 3 more months to go, so hopefully we can get to, minimum 46 something, but I hope we can get to, 50. That'd be sweet. So we do that as well, and I think what my channel does, we also have a, a DNA fund and a scholarship fund that we do. We've given $18,000 out for scholarships for students in the criminal justice world. So we're up to that, and we just added another 1,000, so 19,000 so far to that. Then a DNA fund that we've put over 100 grand in for identifying Jane and John Does. And so while we make a huge difference outside of YouTube, I think the way that I cover cases is an asset to covering true crime the right way. Okay? I mean, I hope you guys see that I'm just trying to put it out. You know, maybe it's just hard for me not to be sarcastic sometimes with some of the crazy stuff that people believe. Hey, Carolina, very cool. Very cool. All right, so here we go. I'm not sure where we were at, but yeah, I mean, when he's done, he just runs off the roof and jumps down. And then he sprints across the street. By the time he's in these woods over here, I bet you there isn't a soul that was watching Charlie Kirk that's in this area right here. I bet there isn't one person. Because he got off that roof in so short of time. Let's actually look at it. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever said, oh, look, you got, but I think it's, let me show you this. I think the shooting took place at 12:23:20, okay? Because look, he's right there, and the shooting took place right here. So he stood up immediately and started running, and I bet you, I mean, that's even being a little generous. You know, so if we go back, let's see, when does it start? So, right, we got to go way back here. Okay, so the very first frame is 12:23:34, and you can see him right there. So I think the shot took place at like 12:23:20, and then let's see, and that is 5:06:07 on this video here. So if I go over to here, and he's already on the ground at 38. So that means 31 seconds later he's on the ground. And so I think he gets off the roof. So that was 34. So 31. He's on the ground in that position at 12. Hold on, I got to go back in time. 12:25, 12:24, and like 2 seconds he's on the ground. I mean, that's crazy, right? So that means in like 45 seconds, he shot and was already off the roof back there. That's crazy. There is no way, nobody else that was watching Charlie Kirk is out of there. First of all, they all went to the ground first. Then they started turning and running in different directions, and there's no way to get to where he was. I think he really planned this out pretty good. Thanks, Susan Smith. But great! Why do we call ourselves freaks? Well, we're the crime freaks. Don't you remember that? We're crime freaks. We just started calling ourselves freaks. And, you know, it is what it is. I had a the original image has 5 different people standing as a silhouette, and then it says freaks, or we are freaks underneath it. All right. All right, let's just do it now. Let's see if anybody wants to call in and bring up whatever they're thinking about. I'm going to have that Matt Kester guy on pretty soon. I just keep I'm just so sidetracked all the time. Let's see. Oh, that's right here. So this is the StreamYard's link here. And I'm going to pin it to the top. And when you come on, just make sure your audio's off. And that you are, what do you call it? So the audio's off. And you don't need to use your video or anything like that. You just talk like it's a phone. I mean, because it is. You're using your phone. All right. But make sure not your audio. Make sure the video is turned off. You can't have the video playing and talk because there's a delay and you'll hear an echo and it's just really doesn't work. So let's see if it works. You guys can come on and discuss things that you have observed that you still need answers for. Yeah, I did. I would never have that guy on my show to save my life. I mean, George Webb is a nut job. He is not somebody you want to have associated with your channel whatsoever. He's just something. I remember in the Delphi case early on, he told everybody that Abby and Libby were garroted, strangled to death with a wire, and almost had their heads cut off. And then all the while, he's walking down this path saying, now, this is where they went. And I think they went, and he wasn't even on the right path. The guy is a clueless person, but because he sort of sounds rational, everyone adds a lot of credibility to what he's saying. He actually reminds me a lot of that one guy in the Delphi case, what was his name? Harvey, just total bull crap, but try to sound like you know what you're saying, and it's just garbage. His glasses fall off, right? Yeah, I mean, it's really obvious stuff. I've gone over this stuff so many times. Look. Let's go right over here. He's right here. Look, watch. He's right over in this corner here. And then he puts the gun down right there. See that? He's putting the gun on the roof. That stuff in the corner is just shadows. Okay? And the shadow goes right across the white because it's a real, the corner is a corner. And then he puts it down right there. And then when he's right in this position, he grabs it. Now look, there's the rifle. See that? That's not his arm. See? He grabs the rifle and then it swings it down. See that? Almost like a hatchet, like swings it down. Now it's next to his leg. He's trying to hide it still. See, even in this position, he quickly puts it next to his leg so it looks like it's part of his leg and it's not another object sticking out that somebody might recognize. And I didn't realize this until a couple days ago that he was doing this. We were watching this show, and even when he's walking, he's doing this. So watch, it's right next to his leg, and then he jumps, and then he can't really control it at that point. Boom. And you see it's still in his arms here. So law enforcement has it wrong when they say he dropped the item he was carrying. He didn't. He dropped his sunglasses. So look. He goes, oh shit, my glasses. And then he reaches over and he picks them up. And he's got them in his hand here. His left hand. And you'll see him running here. Now watch how he reaches up right by this pole. Watch what he does with his left hand. What's he doing right there? He's putting the glasses on his face. But it probably was hard because one of the ear, the parts that go over your ear was probably folded up. So he's struggling with it. It's hard to do with one hand because the other hand's holding a rifle wrapped in a towel. God, I hate how they zoomed in for us because every time you try to do something yourself. So there he is. He's over there. He's finally got on his head, but he's got his head down low still. Now he's trying to struggle with the rifle. And then at a certain point, when he's over here, he starts moving with the rifle in conjunction with his leg. Watch this. Watch this crazy stuff right here. Watch. See that? He's swinging it with each leg movement. Watch this. Boom. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So if people can't see it, he's moving it along. He's swinging it with each leg movement. Look at that. And then over here, it kind of gets lost there. He loses that, his little technique he was using there. Anyways, man, that's just really obvious stuff. I hope you guys can see that. You do, Jamie? Yeah, I'm sure you do. You must watch The Conspiracy Theorists. All right, let's see what we got here. Right, I got to fix my audio really quick to audio, go cancellation, and then, all right, you're there. Kimberly.
Hello.
You got any echoes going on?
I don't know.
You sound normal to you? Okay, good.
I'm talking normal. I don't hear me.
Oh, good. Okay, so what do you got?
Oh, I've been digging into this since it started. I've seen a video I haven't seen anyone cover except for I seen it on Jimmy Dore.
Yeah, we don't like to bring up people's names because you're probably going to bring up conspiracy theorists. So
Well,
we don't watch.
Okay. All right.
We'll just talk about what's in the video. What's in the
Okay,
video?
in what video? This video that you're showing?
No, you said that you haven't seen anybody else cover something. What was in the video that you're talking about?
Oh, the video I'm talking about shows a man that they say may have a palm pistol.
Yeah, that's complete garbage. Okay, just letting you know. That the guy that shoots from underneath his arm, sort of like a from the side. Yeah,
No,
complete.
he's
Yeah,
the one. He's the one that was in front of. He was in front of Charlie.
yeah, I know. To the right, he's got it. He's shooting. He has got his arms up next to him, and it's shooting between his fingers. Right. I've seen it.
Yeah, he
Just
kind of like moves his shirt sleeve.
yeah, it's total bullshit. I'm just letting you know. That's not a real thing. That's just somebody trying to capitalize on conspiracy theories. It's not true at all. Okay.
Okay, I was just
100%.
wondering because when I look at the video of when you slow down the video of the entrance wound, what is said to be the entrance wound, which looks like an entrance wound to me in his neck.
Yeah, it is.
If you slow that down, it looks like that bullet comes from a lower point than from like up on a building.
No, I just think you think that because you believed that, and therefore it looks like it's coming in from a lower point.
Well,
The thing
it
is,
always looked
the angle is like 11 degrees. It's not, or 10 or 11 degrees. It's not like some steep angle. It's coming in from 140 yards, and that person's probably I'd say I don't know 20 feet above Kirk, something like that, maybe 25, and it's coming in. I mean, I haven't really measured it. I should probably go do that, but it's kind of a pretty straight of an angle. It hits him in the neck, so that's just the reality. And it's not coming from a palm pistol. It's not coming from anybody else behind there. All of that stuff is just people trying to create conspiracy theories. We have a guy on a roof that you see him up there in 2 different videos. You see him in the exact spot in 2 videos, and he runs off carrying a rifle wrapped in a black towel. And then they find the rifle in the black towel in the woods with Tyler Robinson's DNA on it, on the trigger of it. So what do you think of that?
Well, I believe that. I mean, that I do believe. But I'm looking at the possibility there could be more people involved in it than Tyler.
Okay, so let's say who did the shot though? I mean, Tyler would have had to shoot, right? Because they had a spent casing in there that had the meme on it, and he even mentions that he killed Charlie Kirk. So who's the one that actually shot him? You don't think it was Tyler Robinson?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who was in that video. They say it was Tyler.
Well, I know, but they have him on film walking. He's doing the limp thing, walking around. Then you see him in surveillance footage. I just showed you an image earlier where it's absolutely, you compare the images of him when he got pulled over by the cops in the body camera footage, and you compare it to some of the surveillance shots. It's absolutely Tyler Robinson. There's no doubt about it. So he's walking, and his parents said that. But what's weird is there's people out there that go, I don't think that looks like him at all. But his parents said it looked like him. I mean, who knows what he looks like better than his parents? So you got these people that somehow know what he looks like better than his parents did. Right? So they're saying that he's in there, then they can track him on surveillance. And you said it's grainy, you can't tell it's him. But he said it was him when he wrote to his boyfriend. He said, "Hey, I'm the one that did it. I put the rifle in a towel in the woods, and I got to go recover that. I can't. He's struggling to go get it. He even mentions exactly what's written on the bullet. Doesn't that prove that that's him?"
Well, I don't know. I didn't see him etch anything on bullets.
Okay, so you didn't see that, so then all of a sudden it's just not happening.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying I didn't see it.
Well, I know, but you're not going to ever get to see it. See, somebody said to me today, do you have a picture of his face while he's shooting? I mean, they're going to need to have that level of information to believe it. Like you need to literally have a still frame of his full face with him pulling the trigger, or forget it. I mean, the circumstantial evidence in this case, along with direct evidence, real videos and everything, is so overwhelming It's mind-boggling. This makes the Idaho 4 case look like that was a tough one. I mean, I have never seen anything like this one. It's crazy. It's just he's toast. Well, anyways, what else you got?
I don't know. I just hope he doesn't get Epsteined.
Well, yeah. I mean, I heard somebody say that if somehow he dies in there, it'll be now it's a conspiracy. I don't know, man. I
Well,
think
I don't know. I
he could
mean,
get the death penalty or be in prison for the rest of his life. Maybe he doesn't want to have to deal with that. I could see. He probably is smart enough to figure out. I hope he doesn't do that, but yeah. I mean, so no matter what, if something happens to him in there, it's a conspiracy. Yeah, that would be the worst thing for society if he somehow took his own life in there, because nobody would believe it. No, nobody would.
well, I don't know if I wouldn't believe it, but it would just leave. It would leave a lot of questions. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
And I hope.
Can you see the screen right now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, cool. Let me show you. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the show, but
No, I wasn't. I just learned about you from another podcast, or Marcus somebody's podcast.
oh, how did you? Who mentioned me over there?
Oh my goodness. One of the guys on that, they have a live show
You mean
tonight.
Paramount Tactical?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, we did a show together. I wish he and I should be doing shows because
Actually, he said he was hoping to have you on again soon, I believe.
Oh, is that what he said? Okay, maybe we'll do that. All right, so take a look at this right here. Can you see this?
Yes.
Does that look like the same person to you?
Um.
I mean, look. Oh wait, I'm sorry. My face is covering it. Let me just go to.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get rid of my face. Hold on a second. Look at that.
Well,
that's just a slightly different angle, but look at that.
The only thing I see that looks like contradiction there is it looks like a different hat, maybe.
Yeah, the hat. But other than that, I mean, can't you see his head's a little twisted a little bit? But you can see the ear, even the nose, and everything. And
I would say that's the same person.
Right. Now let me do another one. So this is what I'm trying to get people to look at. Look at this. You think that person looks like that one? I mean, it's a little blurrier, but does that one look like that person?
I could make that association very easily. Yes.
And then let's go over here. Watch this. So how about like this right here?
That doesn't jive as well to me as the other ones.
Yeah, maybe not. But like, how about this? The body and the shoulders and everything. See the thinness and stuff, comparing it to that. See that? You see that? I'm just comparing the lower image shoulder and sort of the thinness to this one. He's got a backpack right there, that little bulge. So
yeah, that bulge there could be the butt of that rifle stock.
Right, but what I'm saying is that looks consistent, right? I think these two look very similar here. But here's the thing. This guy right here and this guy is the same person as this one. And so it is the same person, right? So when you look at that, you can say, okay, that's consistent, right? And then you, let's see, you got another one here. Like this shot. See, even though he's looking left here, but see the sideburns and I guess what the key thing for me on like this one here is, see the sideburn there, and then that space after the sideburn, that huge amount of space there, and then his ear. It's the same thing on that one. So knowing that all of this picture here, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy are all the same person. And we've already established that this one definitely looks like that guy. This guy looks like this one. You weren't quite sure on that one. And yet, see, that's what the proof is that this is all Tyler Robinson. Okay. This guy walking here is this guy. His DNA was found on the trigger. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, and here he is making his way. This is right here is at 11. I'd say like 54 is when you're seeing him right here. And then just within 25 minutes, he's already killed Charlie Kirk, maybe 30 minutes from now.
Okay, so these pictures were at what time?
They're at 11:55, almost 12. He makes his way into the Losi building. They see him on video walking, same person here with the black shirt, the black, everything.
Okay, I thought this was steps going up to the roof.
No, this is on his way there. I just showed that earlier. So he's going down into it's right here. Watch. It's right over here. So this is the tunnel that he's just going into right here, right?
Oh.
And he walks over here, and then he goes up a set of stairs and then another set of stairs, and he comes out right here because he's a floor below the ground level. And then he walks right down over here, apparently, because then at 12:02, that 360-degree camera picks him up walking right here, and then he goes into the doors over here, probably at 12:04 or something, maybe 12:03. And then he does whatever he's doing in the building, and then he comes up here, these steps here at 12:15, and then at 12:17 he goes over this area and crouches down and puts together the gun that was in his pants, and then he runs over here without the limp anymore. He's been limping the whole time, and then from this position fires. Then from there he stands up and runs this direction. The shot was probably at 12:23:20. And then he runs over here, and he's already on the ground at 12:24, right there. And then he runs from there over to this direction, and then runs across the street, and then puts the rifle wrapped in a black towel inside the wooded area right there. And that hat, the same thing he's carrying in the surveillance footage was found in there, and it had his DNA on the rifle trigger, the towel, and there's actually a screwdriver they found on the roof that had his DNA on it, because that's what he was using to put together the weapon. So anyways, that's how I
followed the people would say, well, he couldn't have done that. He couldn't have put the gun together up there. And how did he get it up there without being seen? And I figured out a long time ago, he could have stuck that up under his arm or stuck it down the back of his pants.
Well, he did, yeah. So there's a guy out there named Matt Kester, Kester. You should watch his videos. He did the whole thing.
I've seen that video. Yeah,
he had a guy that looked like Tyler Robinson physically, and the guy put the rifle down his pants, and you couldn't see it. He walked exactly the same way. He broke it in parts, and then he actually did a video where he put it together in less than a minute. It's just two bolts. You just go ding, 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 and it's back. You put this other thing in, and then the bolts, and he did it in less than a minute. And Tyler Robinson easily could have done this just like that, and it makes sense. And law enforcement believes he has it down his pants, and that's actually a thing. Like, I've seen it on YouTube videos years ago that people did stuff like that. So it's not like this new sort of, ooh, wow, that's a crazy thing. It's new. It's been around for a while.
The only other thing I think that bothers me about it is if that was a 30-06.
I said that, Megsy.
I think it would have made like a bigger hole in Charlie's neck. Wouldn't there have been an exit wound? I mean, that's not that far for a 30-06, is it? Well,
oftentimes the bullet blasts out, but it depends on the bullet. I'm not a sniper. I'm not any of these guys, and all I know is that I've I checked on ChatGPT even, and it went through and explained how it's like a fallacy that everybody thinks that, it has to blow out the back. There's many times where shots do unusual things. It also depends on if it was like a soft point, or if if it wasn't using the right ammunition and it started to yaw in the air, slow it down, but it still has enough power to go through his neck. But now it's like this slapping. That's why there's so much energy that was dispersed on the surface, because it didn't go in as a point. It hits sideways and goes, and there's this massive shock wave going on. And the bullet, though, because it didn't go in as the point, slows down dramatically inside, and all the energy was dispersed on the surface and entering in, and then maybe hits a bone and it just stays in there. The thing is people say when people say there's no way it couldn't have exited, they're just incorrect. Okay. They
Well,
say it
the
all
only
the time, day after day.
I question, perhaps, I know that people reload ammunition for cost reasons and for other reasons. You know, maybe they want a stronger load. Maybe they want one to save some money for target practice, so it wouldn't be such a powerful load. Those were things I thought of that could have been a
Mhm.
reason that there
Yeah.
wouldn't be a huge exit wound.
Right. And also, like we were looking up, it's like older weapons, if they've been fired a lot, not maintained, the barrel starts getting a little wider and gases escape. And then when it comes out, it's not in a perfect spiral, whatever you want to call it, the centrifugal force spinning. And it starts coming out. And then eventually you can start to yaw and turn, closer to the target. And then boom, it hits. And, it's going so fast anyways that, even if it's off, it's not going to be off by feet. It might be off by, like, maybe he aimed for Charlie Kirk's head and then the bullet dipped down and went into the neck, or
Well,
he's aiming for the chest and it went up. It doesn't matter,
I don't believe he was aiming for the neck.
Right. Yeah, obviously, I totally agree. Why would you? Nobody aims for the neck. So I think he was probably aiming for the head, and, maybe something happened with the bullet, in the air, and it kind of lost its track and dropped down, or he was aiming for the chest and it went up a little bit. I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait. But, the fact that we're not getting information isn't a cover up. This is now a normal crime, even though it's a huge national case. I have a feeling they're going to release some other stuff at some point, but in general, they're keeping everything to themselves because now it's a case that's going to go to court, and they're treating it exactly the way other cases. The same thing happened to Brian Koberger. We didn't hear a damn thing about that until just, documents were filed and released that showed various things because they were arguments made in court that are public information. That's the only reason we got to see that. Yeah.
Well, I think they should keep I think they should keep a lot of things out of the public
Mm-hmm.
for, because sometimes public opinions can cost investigations and cost convictions. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that the public probably cost the investigation of John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah, it could have, I mean, it just, in this case, though, I mean, for the public good, there might be some stuff that they could release. But, my experience, when you get a case like this with so many conspiracy nutters, it doesn't matter what they release. It'll just be more fuel to come up with something else. For example, if they release the autopsy and they explained it exactly how I just said and said, yeah, well, we believe that he fired this type of ammunition, which is prone to, with this weapon specifically, to yaw in the air, and it slowed down, and it went in and did this. They go, oh, that's the narrative they want us to believe, instead of just believing it, because that's how people are. It doesn't. There's also the theory, like Paramount Tactical thinks that, because nobody's really answered the question yet about the, a definitive answer on the body armor in the front. Although, the wife said that, Erica said that he wasn't wearing body armor, basically. And then so did the sheriff. So there are two sources out there that are pretty high up that say that. But, it's possible, based on some of the images you see, maybe he was wearing body armor. I don't know. I don't believe he was. But let's say he was, and then there was a ricochet effect that went up. Maybe that caused that same look. Don't know. Anyways, what else?
Nothing else. I mean, really. I mean, I've never seen video like I've seen and slowed it down and rewatched it. I've never dug into anything like that before, and it's pretty.
Yeah, especially that new video that came out that was sort of recently, where when it hits, there's that big red area that shows up in front of his neck, and then it kind of disperses again.
Yeah, is somebody doing stuff
No,
with Photoshop?
I think that could be like the cavitation effect or something when it goes, and then it just sort of popped out again really quick. But that might have just been from the initial. I mean, the thing is, if we had like something that was 90 frames a second and very high shutter speed, even 90 frames a second would be a hell of a lot clearer. But we're talking about like consumer level cell phones that people are using. They usually shoot in 30 frames a second and set to auto exposure, and we're not getting the clarity. So maybe on some of the other cameras, if they had, perhaps they had a couple different cameras, maybe there's a lot better footage from maybe Turning Point USA might have better footage.
Yeah. That one you're talking about where you could see the actual entrance wound there, that's one got me questioning the trajectory.
Yeah, not me. To me, it just looks the same. It's just a little bit more detailed. And then people they think that you can see the entry bullet go through his shirt. I don't know. I mean, see, I don't know it's just hard to make out anything because when you got something going that fast, you're missing a lot of information. Because if you have something that's going, let's say, even if it's going 1,500 feet per second in a yawing situation, and you got a shutter speed that is, at 1/200th of a second, that means the length of the bullet is traveling 8 times if you had a bullet 8 times that bullet length, it's moved by in one frame. So it's so blurry. And then that means the shock wave has the same effect that you're not seeing all the little bits of information.
Yeah, you miss a lot.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many frames I shot trying to get an explosion of a firecracker.
Yeah.
I finally got it, but it took me a lot of film to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get it it'd be cool if they made consumer cameras that really could dial up the shutter, not the frames per second. I mean, that's the key. So if you have enough light, it's just really light outside, and you can get it 600 frames a second, man, you could slow it down to 30 frames a second, which is normal, and you'd be able to watch it so much slower and clearly. But I don't know if that exists out there. So anyways, there you go.
Well, I thank you very much, and I will be tuning into your show more often.
Well, thank you. Good to have you call in. Appreciate it.
All
What was your name?
well,
What's Kimberly, right?
Yes.
There, let's see it there. All right, cool. Well, thanks for calling in.
All right.
Good questions. Good thoughts. All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. So who's calling in next, you guys? Come on, you can do it. It's pinned at the top, the StreamYard's link, waiting for the next person. Come on, you guys. I'm sure you can convince me of something. You can all cell phone, but you have to film it slow mode. Right, it just isn't going to be, it's not going to look the same. I mean, when you do slow mode, does it do 1200? What's the frame per second on that? No, there was no woman with the shooter, Pac-Man. So you're one of the people that believe what Candace Owens says every single time. We've already played the clip. It doesn't say there was a woman at all. And nor is there any evidence at all. And people are starting to invent stuff for their narrative. Okay? It's crazy. Come on, who's calling in next? God, you guys, you're so wimpy. Just get on and give me your thoughts. And by the way, we're having a massive lull again. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel tonight, I would appreciate it. Hello, Jen. No. Let's see. Yeah, this is what was said. Listen.
That time, how long it took him to get from that little part over to here was way longer than it should have been. So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff, like if there
I
is an accomplice.
wonder if the girl had given him stuff. What girl? See, that's the whole thing. Is like, was there another girl that was walking around and wondered if that person had run into him? Because then she says, if there was an accomplice, you know. So who's the girl? She didn't say in here the girl he was with or anything like that. But that's the face that Candace always makes, like, I'm on to something here, guys. I'm on to something. Right.
That time, how long it took him to get from that little part over to here was way longer than it should have been.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that, like, it took longer than it should have been. So maybe they put the weapon in that other. I think it was Chuck Keeler said that.
So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff, like if there is an accomplice. Sorry, you're filming.
And it said right here.
If there was an accomplice.
And it said right here.
Is an accomplice. Sorry, you're filming. Is an accomplice. Sorry, you're filming.
And it
Sorry, you're filming.
said right here. That picture from Sam's across the street. He was right here.
Yep.
Okay, look at that face. Oh,
So you
yeah.
see?
You see, everybody? God. That's just it's ridiculous. What does that even mean? She said, she mentioned a girl, but what does that even mean, though? I mean, it's just, how do we know? I mean, was there another girl walking around? To assume that he was walking hand in hand with some girl and handed her something from that phrasing is ludicrous, okay? Yeah, that's wild. I think what she's trying to imply is that there's a female there. Is it part of that transgender group? The one with the guns, or maybe it's actually Twigs there, that kind of thought. And it just kind of, she kind of does this implying stuff over and over again. I mean, I guess you can't say it's impossible, but there isn't any other footage of him at all with anybody else anywhere. Okay. And by the way, why wouldn't you just drop him off? I guess. I mean, I understand people were kind of confused on another show, like when he was walking around, like, why didn't he just park his car right there and walk over there? Well, I mean, why would you want to park your car right here when it'd probably be on surveillance camera and then walk over there and you see the guy with the gun run back to his car? I mean, I think the way he did it was pretty good, like he shoots and he runs over here and then he's over here somewhere back at his car. He just should have never left his rifle and towel there, Anyways, let's get to this one. Hello. Is this William?
Yeah,
Not sure what my...
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything.
What?
I agree with everything you said. I've helped you with some of the stuff in your past streams.
You helped me with stuff? I don't remember.
Yeah, like the explaining like the keyhole and tumbling rounds thing, thinking the video, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, so what you were just talking about with the woman, I'm not sure if you saw, but like over a week ago, a woman named Olivia Bishop encountered Tyler near the intersection of 800 West and South, the street that the house camp got him.
Right here.
And I'm guessing that's the woman people are referring to because she did encounter him there.
Oh, about what? I mean, is this after? What time was this?
It was when he was on the way to the campus.
I'll say right when he was about to turn left then.
Yeah.
So we have that one footage where he's walking up here and then he walks down and he takes right before he turns left there. So I was thinking that seemed like it took him a little longer. But did he stop and talk to the person or what?
I haven't found anything that they really talked, but the woman in an interview, she did say that she encountered him, and after the fact, she regrets not informing somebody because he seemed suspicious.
That's what everybody says later. She didn't have any clue that he was suspicious at the time, but she wants to make it seem like she was a little bit wary of the guy.
Yeah, but just to
would be.
Throw that out there, that's possibly the woman that people are claiming, because if you look at the map that you're looking at now, that gap right there in the
right
there's no grass.
Oh yeah, yeah, over here,
where
right.
he was seen running behind the house
Yeah.
after. It lines up. That's where the woman, that video that Candace showed is from,
Mm-hmm.
looking sort of east where that the
Yeah.
dirt area is.
There's actually a video from the person living in this house that's out there. That might even be the same lady. And she's filming law enforcement looking around in these woods here. The person that lives in this house. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's out there.
No, I haven't.
And then, yeah, so he comes down after putting the weapon, in the woods here. I don't know how he made it to here. It's kind of did he go back down to the road, or did he kind of, go through somebody's yard or whatever? But he's running right in this area, sprinting this direction. But this is the area you're saying on the way in. He ran into a woman. So, and the lady that's walking, I think that is the same lady. Her voice sounds the same. And maybe she's walking over here and she's referring to that person. I mean, did this person over here, the woman that you said ran into him, talk to her or something?
No,
I mean,
she I guess, encountered Tyler near the intersection of those two streets right there, 800 South and West.
Oh. So
it doesn't say exactly where she was, encountered him.
Well, how was the lady in the video that Candace showed aware of that lady? I guess that's what maybe she lives right there.
Could be.
She said the girl. Wouldn't she know the person's name? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's only so much information on that, but you can, like I said, it was over a week ago when she did her interviews with the different media outlets and stuff.
The lady that lives in that house, or the lady that ran into him?
The one who ran into him. Olivia Bishop is her name.
Really? I wonder if I don't know if is it on Twitter? Maybe we can look at that.
Possibly. Yeah, that's why when they started saying this, he was with a girl. That was the first thing that popped into my mind, because I heard it. Was it last week sometime, week and a half ago?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. If you can find, if anybody has that clip, just send it over. It's hard to find stuff like that really quick.
Because in that clip that Candace shared, it sounded like it was another woman, and she was referring to someone else. That she wasn't the one who encountered him. Right.
She said that the girl, I don't know if the girl gave him something like that.
And it's just, I don't know if it is her, but just before people start to blow it out, too much, because just like they did with the guy in the suit and the tactical sling hanging out of his bag, and he had the one glove on his right hand. Turns out he's just a dude. What is his name? Andrew something. Was there with a bunch of camera equipment. He has a prosthetic right arm. He's seen multiple times in Adam Bartholomew's videos before and after the shot, and he's returning back after the shot. So he wasn't exfilling like people are saying he was a CIA hitman or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's been nothing that I've seen that's maybe go, because I got to tell you, all the stuff that I see is the same stuff that you see in every one of these type of events. Like all of a sudden, you always have people go,
"Oh yeah,
look at that guy! Look, he's rubbing his arm. Oh my God, that's something there. Oh, look at this guy! Look at this guy!" And it just goes over and over. And everybody, you almost wish nobody had video of an event, because, I mean, it's great to have it, but like when you have 50 different videos, they all show some other person, and then everybody looks for that one person they can make a conspiracy on in that clip.
Yep.
So they have 50 different videos that they can make another video on, even though they're all different. It's like, how come these conspiracy people have so many different conspiracies instead of picking one and sticking with it? It's crazy. Like every day there's a new one.
Yeah,
Candace is all over.
Just said it. I think his name's Andrew Piscadlo, the guy with the prosthetic arm or the prosthetic hand.
Mm-hmm.
You can. He posted up on Twitter about her ex on it. That he was there. He's already been cleared. I don't know why people are still running with that as some kind of lead or something.
Yeah. Why was he even looked at? Because he's got a prosthetic arm. It's like from The Fugitive,
Well, because he appeared to be in a suit, but it wasn't a suit. It was he'd even told or said what the specific jacket. It was a maroon jacket. I forget the brand and everything, but he just, maybe to some people he looks suspicious because his pale skin, his hairstyle, the aviator glasses he had on, and they thought it was a tactical sling, but it was just a strap for his camera equipment, because when he's seen coming back in Adam Bartholomew's video, he has the strap over his right shoulder, clearly visible, like no questions at that point.
Right. But see, I'm so glad. So I don't even watch these things. So when you're sitting there, go Adam Bartholomew's video and this one and this one, there's no point in watching. I mean, the thing is the case is so obvious. So all these other things are just things that I guess people like to look into those things, but for me, it's just like I'm wasting my time, because you can see what's happening here. I mean, this is one of those ones. He's on video walking into the tunnel, makes his way over to the Losi building, goes up and shoots, and then he runs off the roof and runs away. And then they found his towel and the gun, and it has his DNA on it and everything. So once you've got that, all this other stuff is just going to be some weird, the conspiracy angles. I mean, I guess it's, if there was something that made sense and you look at it and you go, wow, that is weird. Okay. But none of this ever has that. It's just complete nutty craziness to me.
No matter how much, I mean, as well as I do, no matter how much information and evidence is put out there, even if the conspiracy theorists and doubters were with Tyler from the day he planned it up until the day he fired the shot, they were with him the entire time, they probably still wouldn't believe it.
Right. And they could show him on the video and they'd say it's AI generated. Like they could have his face and they'd say it was AI generated. Right.
A couple other things I wanted to, these aren't like necessarily like information about it. It's more like debunking some of the other videos that have been being put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you touched on it in one of your previous streams a couple of days ago, I think, was the shadow disappearing on the roof. Obviously, that's just the contrast being blown out.
Yeah, I brought it up many times.
But people have been saying, what about the man who disappears behind the tree right as he's dropping off the roof? If you move over on your map to closer to the Losi Center building, where the parking garage and the Losi Center building are, that's easily explained because the angle of the camera from the parking lot there, its view is blocked by a tree, and there's a walkway where that guy was walking that goes right behind that tree on a downward angle.
But why do people even look at stuff like that? What does that even mean, though?
Because they were trying to say it's doctored video, that the FBI doctored it.
Oh, that's because they panned away from that person.
Yeah, you can see it right there between those two buildings.
Yeah, like right there, but then they pan away and now they're not there anymore.
Yeah, because if you see between the two buildings there on the map.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the video.
Oh, yeah. You'll see right as Tyler's dropping off the roof, there's a guy walking from right to left. Mm-hmm. And he goes behind a tree and just seemingly disappears, and people are running with that. That is they doctored the video, so that's why he's not there anymore. But he's walking, he's not on the sidewalk. He's walking like on the grass next to the sidewalk. And then when he hits the downward path, he walks down the path. So he's completely obscured by the tree going at a downward angle.
I don't even see the guy, man. I don't really even care.
It's right there you see him right there. It's in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, that's
someone on delay watching your
You're talking about some other person though, right? Yeah. You're not talking about Tyler. I thought you were the guy
right as Tyler's dropping off the roof. Look at the trees to the right of it. There's 3 trees. There's a guy that walks from right to left, and when he gets to the middle tree, he disappears.
I don't see the guy.
It's as he's dropping off the roof.
Oh.
You'll see a guy walking from left to right first, and then a guy walking from right to left. Keep going back, and you'll see it.
Oh, way over
there. You see him right there.
Uh-huh.
So if you go back more, right as he's like when he lays the rifle down on the top of the roof, you'll see the guy pop out from behind that middle tree. And the other guy's walking to the right. There's 2 guys. They just crossed paths at the right tree.
Maybe there's like a door over there or something.
Well, no, if you go to Google Maps and look at or Google Earth, there's a like little curvy path behind that tree that goes down, like at a downward angle.
Yeah.
Right there to the left.
Yeah, I got, and it's one of those things, like right through there, right? Sure.
No, to the left more.
Yeah, I just don't care, I guess. I mean, the thing is, it's like these people are crazy. Why are they looking at something like that? Like that's just nuts. Like what so these people spent time editing people in some other place and then forgot to keep them moving because I mean, it's so absurd. You know, I don't even, like when I saw those people, I was looking, all I saw when I was looking at people walking around was, yeah, those people are completely unaware that a gunshot had just had been fired because they're in a position where they might have heard it, but it didn't sound like anything because they're so far away, and the acoustics probably, the sound went the other direction, something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then another thing on that topic is this same video. People are saying that I'm sure you're familiar with what chromatic aberration is.
You're talking about like in like just I mean, if I'm talking about the video, like I mean, I don't use that term, but if you describe it, I'd probably go, oh yeah, I've seen that 1,000 times.
It's basically in film and photography, when you take pictures, video, you'll see, well, mainly in still videos, like, and the security camera is still, even though it can still see 360, but it's you can rotate it after the fact. Right on the right edge of where he drops on the roof, there's that discoloring that's like a bluish color, and that's chromatic aberration. They add it to video games now to make it more realistic, like a realistic view that you see in your video games. But if you look at like the cars, the white cars, anything in the white background, you see that same sort of like hewing on the edge of that roof there. And that's another thing people have been, yeah, exactly. If you look at the white cars in the parking lot, you'll see it. If you look at the white rooftops in the background, you'll see it.
Yeah, I mean, white causes a lot of
video.
I mean, white causes a lot of problems in videos. Like if it's pure white, you know, it blows out everything. You lose detail, especially on something like this. I would imagine they probably don't have automatic. I think it's probably like an exposure that's right in the middle somewhere. And like all of a sudden you get a sunny day and a white object, and the guy runs through it. You lose the whole shadow because it's just blown out. Like that's why he becomes really thin while he's going through the whiteness, because it even takes out part of his outfit where he looks like a stick figure. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I used to work in loss prevention also, and we used to be able to manipulate the footage after the fact like that. But since they're, like I said, they're static cameras, those sensors do take burn in the image because they're not moving. So that's part of the reason why the roof also blows out his shadow completely and washes it out. Because that roof is always there every day in that same position on that camera on the sensors.
Yeah, I mean, that camera picked up everything too. It picked them up. I mean, I bet you it's got them. Like if I go back to let's see, like right here, I bet you it has them coming up. Maybe even see him slightly in the background, kind of where those two guys are walking. And then walks all the way up there. I mean, from this, like you can see him from down here coming up, walking across here with the limp. It's just going to be, they have it all. They just didn't show it to us because what they were showing us was the portions related to the gun that's in the probable cause documents. Matter of fact, that's all the probable cause had in it, were things associated with the gun, really. Even the entire text message exchange were the portions related to the gun. I bet you there's a hell of a lot more conversation there. We just saw the portions related to the gun, and then they showed us up here, like, look, it appears that he's carrying something black, longer with a towel around it. And then look, we found this in the woods, and they just sort of showed us that portion. And then early on, they released the images of still frames from surveillance to try to identify him quickly. That's it. And so
they
that's
released what was necessary for the public to help identify him, and it worked because his parents noticed him.
Right, but apparently his parents don't know what he looks like better than people in the public who say that doesn't look anything like him.
Yeah, and they're looking at grainy, pixelated security.
Well, they even say it on, like, the people in the public are even looking at the ones that the family use. The one that he's going up the stairs. And they say that doesn't look like him. And I just showed everybody a minute ago, it looks just like him. But they say it doesn't look like him. And then his parents said, oh my God, that's our kid. And apparently they don't know what their kid looks like as well as they do.
Real quick, I just want to say to Ty and Darren, I don't work for CIA, I work for Mossad.
Yeah, I've definitely worked for I get paid by the FBI weekly to sell their narrative, everybody. They send me checks and I sell the narrative that they want out there. See,
So you
people
get
actually
paid?
believe that. It doesn't matter if you believe factual information, you work for the CIA or FBI. But if you're somebody out there peddling nut job conspiracy theories, you're really, working, you're woke or whatever the hell the term is they want to use. I mean, it's just so stupid. Those guys are more like what the CIA would be doing, the trickery shit, trying to fool people into believing something, not the factual stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just I didn't have the probable cause document that you had when you first started uploading these videos and streaming about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to piece things together that matched with all of that. So, I mean, to me, it makes total sense regardless, like with the official narrative and all that.
Yeah, like we were, before the probable cause came out, it seemed like we already putting stuff together from the images. And then that came out, and then it's like, oh, wow, this is like, it even describes, and we were actually kind of like, wow, this probable cause document absolutely confirms what we'd already been saying on the show. That's what was cool about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess one last thing, I don't want to tie this up too long, but I don't know if you've seen Chris Martinson's video, the Peak Prosperity guy, or know who he is.
Is he the guy that looks kind of like he's got a suit on and kind of older? I don't know. Yeah, kind of older guy. Yeah, he's just selling conspiracy theories, and it comes across really professional, and people believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he did the same thing with the Butler PA shooting with Trump. Like, he was so wrong and everything. He banned me from his Rumble channel because I kept proving him wrong. But
yeah, it's easy to do.
So in his video, I don't know if he's uploaded them since, but I guess he got his YouTube channel back recently, and that's why he uploaded the video to YouTube, where he said the evidence points to the shooter being at a different location, and he shows it being on the building in front of the Losi building between Charlie and Tyler's location.
Yeah.
And it has the angled roof. And one of the pieces of evidence he uses, he shows a guy in a red shirt pointing.
Yeah, he thinks it's right over here.
A still image pointing from a video. So I'm like, why aren't you showing the video? Why do you have to take that roof? And he's saying it was like at the corner between those two trees to the left a bit more.
Like right there.
Right there. And that's where he's saying he thinks the actual shooter was.
Yeah, it would be a decent spot, but it's right too close to everybody. He'd be spotted in a second. There's people all over here. And
well, two things on that. In Adam Bartholomew's video, he has the long video where he's interviewing like 3 kids over on the walkway above the Hall of Flags there to Charlie's left, and that roof is in view on that camera the entire time. That corner is very clearly in the camera the entire time, before and after the shot. I don't know how somebody could be up there and not be seen on that camera, first off. But in order to compel his audience, he manipulated one of the images. Somebody in your chat earlier said he manipulated a tent also and rotated the tent the wrong direction. But there's a guy that would have been to the right of Charlie on the second step down from the sidewalk in the little amphitheater there. And he's pointing in the general direction of the Losi building. And he's in a red shirt. And then there's a guy behind him in a cowboy hat. When he lined them up, he used the overhead view on Google Maps to try to line up the guy's pointing arm with that angled roof right there where your cursor is, the like little lattice area there.
Yeah.
But there's no way he can tell from that in three-dimensional space where that guy's arm is. But if you watch the video, he's motioning his arm from right to left as if he's tracking, which lines up with the video from the Hall of Flags window showing Tyler running across the roof.
Yeah, you can see him up there. He's right up there with that. But I saw early on there was a video of guys right on this roof. That was the first one I saw on Twitter right away. And then right when the shot happened, that guy looked back like this. He looked way back like that. So,
and from that angle,
it's easy to disprove conspiracy theorists because they're just wrong. I mean, so it's like, okay, no matter what they put out, you're able to debunk it unless it's just sort of an opinion on something. But if they try to, go ahead.
Here's the kicker on that that piece of evidence that Chris Martinson tried to use is he took the overhead view from Google Maps, lined that guy's arm up or showed that it lines up. He probably, I don't know if he rotated the Google Maps image, but it's close to like parallel with that angled part of the roof there. But then the guy in the cowboy hat who's behind him, he was saying he was looking there also. But I was curious. I was like, I was actually in chat with or Discord with a friend, and I was like, it looks like he rotated that guy. So the guy in the cowboy hat, I put it in Photoshop. Yeah, he clipped that guy out and rotated him roughly about 6.5 degrees clockwise. So it makes it seem like he's looking in the same direction, but he's not.
That's lame.
And that's scummy to do that.
Why did he get removed from YouTube the first time?
I have no idea. But people in the comments on that video were saying, "Oh, good to see you back and everything after your suspension or ban or whatever."
Did you ever see this? Like, I actually put the overhead map. It was on Reuters. They had a straight down shot there, and look how accurate this is. Watch. See, look how you can blink it on and off, but look how it lines up every single, even the trap door. Like if I go down like this, I don't even think that'll even move.
The trap door with the
look at that. Isn't that
shooter was?
I think I probably have the most accurate positioning that you could do of Charlie Kirk, though. See that right there? Yeah. So this is all completely lined up, and then so you can see, like I think he was like, there's the top of it, so he's got to be right in there. And so you come back over here where the shooting took place, and I think it was just when he's in range, like he slid right over to the edge, like right there, where that little point of the building is just out of the way, and then from right there, just like that.
Yeah, so there's another guy used to, like, I'm not going to call him out, but or his name by name or anything, his channel, but I used to respect him a lot because he had some good takes on it. He knows a lot about guns and everything, but he used the drone photo from the roof when it showed like the little evidence markers up there and the impressions in the gravel. And he purposely put a big red rectangle over the tent to block out the word American. So it's like American comeback behind Charlie, to block out the word American, to deceive his audience, to say that the front of the tent where it says "prove me wrong" obscured his head and his upper chest. So Tyler took a blind shot, and I'm like, because you can see in the drone video, and that's like 6 to 8 feet above the roof there, you can still see above the word American behind the tent.
Well, it's also, let me show you this other image that I got. I gotta see what date it was. What date was that?
It's just scummy to me that people
there it is.
Alter and manipulate their quote unquote evidence to deceive people, and then they just blindly go along with it, and it just muddies up the water for real information. Because if you try to search now for information that was released on day one, it's so hard to find it. Well,
look at this right here, though. Watch. This is what you got to look at. And this is actually too high, right? Because I'm up in the air, right? But this is the exact angle of the shot. Let me see how they line this up. This is Reuters again. Look at that. You can see that Charlie Kirk's head is not going to be underneath any of this.
Exactly. But the guy, he put a big red rectangle to block the word American and that gap between the words in the back of the tent.
What an idiot. And then, so like right here, you'd actually be down another 1.5 feet, and even more of it, if his head was even slightly up in there, but it's not. I mean, but you can see look at how this little point sticks out. He shot just to the left of that. And by the way, people were saying it ricocheted off of this. That would be the worst shot in the history of mankind. I mean, with a scope on it, you're going to go all the way where the bullet would have hit, like underneath the O on, but lower. I mean, that'd be like 12 feet off to the left. There's no way in hell that happened.
No, and then there was some other guy. What is his channel is Crowdsource the Truth. Interesting name for him, throwing out these crazy conspiracies. He did a live stream with that guy Zeb from outside the Overton, and it was the weirdest, like,
I don't even know
between the two guys.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're familiar with Zeb.
I don't watch any of these. I mean, I like I tell you, I just like to have my own thoughts and work through stuff. I don't watch any. When somebody goes, "Hey, check out this garbage," I might like watch something for the gist of something, and then I just go, "This is stupid," and then I leave. So I don't even know. I mean, that's just the way I do it. I don't want other people's thoughts generally interfering with what I'm thinking.
Oh, I totally understand. But this guy was saying it was hearing him and Zeb go back and forth with both of their crazy theories. The guy from Crowdsource the Truth was saying that it was somebody with an air pistol or air rifle or something behind Charlie. The guy who is seen in the video that ultimately took down the camera and removed the SD card that works for TPUSA. He was behind that walkway there, up on like the lower wall. He was saying that guy was possibly the guy who shot behind Charlie blindly through the back of the tent with an air pistol shooting at 300 feet per second. I mean, I don't know how much you know about firearms and stuff, but that's just like ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
He's saying,
I have a pellet gun that does like 1,200. It's really a strong one, but
well, that's what I'm saying. A 300 foot per second projectile that nobody back there heard or noticed.
Yeah, but I think what's weird is when they say that somebody over here shot. So what did Tyler Robinson shoot? I mean, there wasn't 2 bullet shot sounds. So are we saying that they were both fired simultaneously with some sort of weird device where there wasn't really a finger on the trigger? They just press a digital device and he goes and shoots both of them. You just have to be lined up.
That
I mean, it's crazy.
All the microphones recording so that the crack and the report of the rifle are the same exact timing together.
Right, even though because they would be different depending on where the mic was. So you'd have to make sure it knew where everybody's mic was, and then had this weird directional change. It's so stupid.
I mean, you know, it's the government. They got the tech to be able to manipulate all that stuff.
Of course. Of course, yeah.
You've heard the Bushman theory. That was
you got a real one. Oh yeah. That's one I debunked on a video. The Bushman theory.
When that bush was there, and at latest that I could find was 2023 in that same location. You can see it before and after the shot. You can see it in
right. I made a
Webb's video from yesterday.
That's what I put in the video I made about it. I said, "Wow, the bush." And what was even funnier is like even that day, like later on, there's people moving around, and there's photographs of that area, and he's still sitting there. You know, like he never left. He's just still hiding. And they said, well, Gray, you got it wrong. He was just hiding in the bush. I actually think that original image was doctored. The one where it shows skin tone in there. I think that was absolutely made to look like that because the tree is sort of more like a squattier kind of look. And I think like you just said a minute ago, how they manipulated images to make something seem real. I think that's exactly, and that video was worth it for him because he got like probably 7 million views by now, I would imagine. I mean, that thing was
well, and the thing about that bush too, so if Google Maps measurements are even closer accurate, that's at about 12 feet in front of where Charlie would have been sitting. So how would the bullet get behind to the back of his neck?
But that's what I said in the video, that it hit it with the bullet in my video. I have it going in, and the bullet would have had to go like 110 degrees to come out the front of his neck.
Well, that was funny. In one of Zeb's, so the stream he did on his channel after he did it with Crowdsource the Truth Guy, he drew a curved line from the bush to the back of Charlie's neck. I was just like, what are you doing? This is Wanted was a movie of fiction. It wasn't a documentary. That movie with Angelina Jolie where they were curving bullets.
Yeah, I know it's a movie. Let me I'll show you. You probably like the thumbnail. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but look. Oh my God, the real shooter theory. And I got this guy. You've seen this one?
Yeah, I watch all your videos.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I try to catch all your streams.
But that's the one I was saying that he was shooting from.
I saw you on Paramount Tactical's stream earlier with that guy George Webb, and then I noticed you were streaming, so I had to get out of there because that guy's just too deep into some conspiracy theories.
Yeah, he's been doing this for years. He was so, like in the Delphi case, like I was saying earlier, he said that the girls were garroted and that he was on, they walked down this path and he wasn't even on the right path or anything. I mean, he just doesn't know it. He just wants to show up and pretend he's onto something and, you know, say, hey, boots on the ground, you know. Well, you have to have a brain on the ground too. I think he's missing that part.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you followed the Butler, PA shooting. How many people came out and were saying, oh, there was a sniper on the water tower. There was.
Well, you should have been following me on that one because I think I have the best videos that there ever were. I mean, you should have seen some of the stabilizations that I did, and then I figured out exactly where, you know, the guy on the ground. I stabilized that video where you can see him looking through his weapon, and then when the sniper hit him, he turns around and goes, puts his thumbs up to him. I mean, I did some videos that were just probably some of my best work was in that case. That's where I met Paramount Tactical.
Yeah, I just saw your like with the Charlie Kirk shooting was when your videos and streams started showing up in my recommended.
Well, good. All right.
I'll have to go back and check out your Butler ones. Because do you ever hear a pool spa guy? He was the one on location with his drone flying over the buildings, putting those videos out.
Oh yeah. That was cool. That was good. That was good stuff.
I was the one. So when everyone's saying that Thomas Crooks used the ladder and they couldn't figure out how he got up on the roof, I asked him, "Can you go over to that side where ultimately it was found that he climbed up was on that little AC unit?" And when he flew his drone over there, you could clearly see the hand marks and everything. He was just like, "Oh my God." Because I just asked him, because he wasn't even looking in that direction. And I asked him in one of his videos, "Can you go over and just fly your drone over the AC unit there and follow this path?" And then he did in his next video, and it showed the mark where he put his bag down, where his hands grabbed onto the dirty roof.
I wonder if I have it in here. Hold on.
I'm just like you. I like, looking at pictures, images, trying to figure out things on my own. Even if I'm not on, I'm not on location to be able to take video and gather information from myself.
Look at all the stuff I have on that one. Look at this. See, I actually put the entire, just like the same thing I just did. I put the stage and everything right where an overlay from above, right where it's supposed to be, and the different shots coming in from Crooks right there. And then I think I even had where he came around like this and then made his way up maybe over here. So I think it was right in this area.
Yeah,
I might have right here. Kind of gets
right there. You had it right at the bottom left of your screen.
Yeah, he kind of gets up there. That's right. He gets up right there and he walks around, and then he kind of lets himself down. This is where I stabilize the video. It's really cool. Right there, you see him get up because there's a camera on a cop right over in this area filming him doing that, and then it shows him running across over here. And it's weird how similar some of that stuff is to this case, Charlie Kirk, just sort of the same kind of like on the roof, kind of blurry, but you can see him, and then he gets right up here and takes all those shots, just bing, 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 and then he was taken out by a sniper on, I think it was that roof over there, hit him, and there was a guy walking down, right down in this area, right here, and he was looking at him through his weapon, and then gave a thumbs up to the sniper after he shot him in the head from up over here. But
early on in that one, same with the Charlie Kirk shooting, was how many people came out. Peak Prosperity is one of them he had like quote unquote experts analyze the audio, and early on people were saying there was like double digit amounts of rounds fired when it turned out to be, I think it was a total of 8 or something, 7 or 8. It was like 7 from Crooks and then 1 from the counter sniper. But just how people will grasp at things and not understand what they're hearing or seeing, so they have these people and they say they're experts at whatever they're doing, and they get it so wrong.
I think that was that one guy had the best video. He was walking here, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the guy that was on that side of the building.
Yeah, he was right next over here, and he was just like
by the picnic table.
Right, and that was really good because he had really good audio of the shots, and it was just really clear. You could hear like this certain sound that sounded the same, and then one single, and that was the one that took him out.
People think they were saying it was like double-digit shots because they didn't understand there's the crack as the bullet passes by the microphone and then the report of the rifle, so it makes 2 distinct sounds. So they were hearing, for every 1 shot, they were hearing 2 shots to them. And so I'll dismiss like the average person, or I forgive them for that because they don't really know. But these people who are coming and saying, "Oh, I had an audio expert analyze the audio," it's like, and they're still going with nonsense. But yeah, that video, that guy, he was like, I think he had 2 or 3 videos he uploaded. The clearest, best, and you could tell it was a single rifle, where it was from, and
it was perfect.
And even people saying, "Oh, well, there's the casings on the roof don't match." If you actually look at the body cam video up there, I think it was the majority of the cases were on the side where Crooks was on, and then there was 2 on the other side, which people missed somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like you. I love researching this stuff, trying to figure things out, because I don't necessarily buy everything I'm being fed. So I just want to find the answers for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I look at stuff, but I generally start off by believing, law enforcement. Here they go. They're giving, this is the information they have. Then I go out and look at it, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. I mean, I don't think they go out and go, "Ooh, let's do a conspiracy." It's just garbage. So I generally believe, like a probable cause document. You can't lie in probable cause documents, because later on, through a Frank's hearing or something, you can get the whole damn search warrants and everything thrown out if you're making up shit. So, I think it's generally going to be truthful, but you can look at it, and there's been times, like even in the document, a small thing when they go, "Oh, he jumped off the roof and he dropped the item he was carrying." Well, that's not true. He still got the item he was carrying, but his glasses fell off. So a little detail like that, sure. But if there was a bigger detail and I saw the same glaring thing, I'd be like, you're wrong. And I would adjust how I think about it accordingly. But there's no way in hell, like every single bit of the probable cause is false information. That's just ridiculous. So that's kind of how I do it. I use that as a base and then kind of branch off. But before we even get the probable cause, we're working through it, and we're almost already on to what happened before it even comes out, and that just sort of verifies it. And then people go, "Oh, you must work for the feds. How did you know that, Gray? Before they?" Well, because I have a brain. It works. We work through things. And a lot of times, I'll be working through something and somebody make a comment in the chat, and I'll go, "Oh, let me check that out." And then it's we just kind of keep building on things that make sense or you can verify as being likely or true, something like that.
Yeah, especially if you do your own independent analysis of things and then find out what the official story is or whatever, from law enforcement and the authorities, and it lines up. It's like, well, it seems to make sense to me.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I got another person over here, but I appreciate you calling in. A like-minded soul.
Right on. Yeah, appreciate you letting me just ramble on for a bit.
Oh, it was good. No, I wasn't rambling. Good stuff. Appreciate it. Call it in again when we do another one. All right.
Will do.
All right, man. Have a good one. See you.
You too.
Bye. Yeah, you guys. What's going on out there with the massive lull? We haven't had a super chat or anything for like an hour. So M10, maybe you can get it started. You just said let's get rid of the lull. That's the only way to do it. Somebody has to get started. We need your guys' support on here. We're trying to have a really good first night of the month to keep on moving. So let's see if you guys can do it. If you missed donation night last night, maybe tonight's a good night to help support the channel. All right. Not sure what the hell the massive lull is. I know you're listening to people, but we got to keep things rolling along on the channel, or I can just start making a video or something like that. All right. All right. This is Frank. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much.
Did you guys see that nigger steal those hats from Kirk?
God, you're so stupid. Jesus. Isn't that just ridiculous that people do that? They wait all that time and they make such a stupid comment. You guys are disgusting. Anyways, God, I just want to. I wish I could choke those people that do that shit. God, just garbage. Sorry about that. There are sick people in the world, and that was one of them. Hey, thanks M10 and Anthony for gifting the 5 memberships, and Megsy. Yeah, we've had these people before. I'm sorry. I can't control, somebody saying something like that. Thank you, Lisa Belson. Wow, look at that. 10 members. How many did we just get there? 15. Very cool, you guys. Very cool. Thank you. No, because he called in on it was just it wasn't a phone number. It was just it's using StreamYard. Had their name on there though. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you do with that. Do you delete the video, or I mean, what? I'm not sure what you do with that. You know, it just sucks. You know. Anyways, thank you guys for the little rally there. That was pretty cool. Appreciate that. We had Lisa Belson, Megsy, Anthony, and M10. All right, but does any normal person want to call in? How did I do that before? Oh, yeah. I think I know how to do that. Okay, I've got that little button I can press. All right. Hey, thanks, Sandy Shirley. Great call to William. Yeah, we can tell he watched my videos. He kept saying the same thing that was in my video about the bush shot. That was in my video. Perfect amount of member months to say thank you, Gray. Investigate. 69. Oh boy, Romeo's Heart. Is that sort of a reference of some sort there? Is that where we need to play the, hold on, this one? Now. There we go. There we go. Romeo's Heart. Police were on the scene, you know what I mean? They passed me up. Yeah, who's normal that's going to call in? I have this button I could press. I forgot. I figured that would just be somebody that wanted to talk about the case. Instead, they're just a sick nut job. And they know it. Every time you look in the mirror, they're embarrassed of themselves. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Gray. Phoenix, Arizona said. What a creative name that is. I'm going to call myself Portland, Oregon. Yeah. Candace Owens is, I don't know. I mean, I've already said what I think. I think she's embarrassing herself. And she's really, whatever she's doing is not a good thing for society. It's really bad. It's not a helpful thing. She's creating a lot of hate for marginalized, the Jewish people, extra, on top of the left hates Israel. They're always supporting Palestine and all that shit. And so therefore, I mean, not Palestine, the Hamas, basically. I understand if everybody feels bad for the Palestinian people. However, shouldn't the Palestinian people uprise against Hamas and take over their country again? Maybe we should arm some Palestinians who want to take back their country and make it, or whatever you want to call it, their territory, and make it, you have to have a little skin in the game and fight for something you believe in. Instead of just saying, yeah, we don't really like Hamas either, but yeah, we keep voting them in and we just. Yeah, I think that was you, Matthew. You're the one, I think, that called in. Blamed who? He didn't blame. I don't remember that. Oh, it was William? Yeah, William. Oh, there he is. Thanks for letting me call in and share my thoughts with your audience. My boss at the CIA will be happy. I'll tell you what, though, for coming on, I'll give you part of the FBI income that I make for spreading their narrative when I get my next check, all right? You'll be very pleased. When people say that, that just shows you the idiocy level of people. like, oh wow, you must get paid by the FBI to sell a narrative. I mean, really? Yeah, that's incredible. You mean the narrative that makes sense, that puts everything together? I mean, it's just look at Tyler Robinson was in a gay relationship with a transgender male, or a transgender female, I guess. And Charlie Kirk has some religious beliefs that are, don't really jive with that. Tyler Robinson probably thought he was being gallant or whatever the hell he thought he was doing. And he probably realized that Charlie Kirk was this really powerful figure in the future. And, obviously Tyler Robinson's a nut job. So he goes in, he plans it out, whether he went there before or not. Apparently maybe he was there a week before. He knew it was going to be in existence for a while. So he drives out there and he has it all planned out. And he goes there early in the morning at 8:30, drives around, kind of probably checks to see where the stage is going to be, that kind of thing, drives into campus. And then later at around 9:58 in the morning, he's walking right here wearing his shorts and a backpack. He's going on his dry run now. And then he walks by over here probably at like 10:08 or so. Then I bet you, because right at the end of that video when he's walking by, he cuts across over here. So he likely did the same thing, went into the tunnel, and he's going to be on the camera there probably at like 10:30 or so, 10:15. And then he's going to walk up these same stairs. They're going to probably see him over here at like 10:45. And then he might even make his way up to the roof again and stand here for a little bit. He's got a backpack on. It's before the event. Nobody cares. He looks like a student. I think that's why he was wearing the backpack, to look like a student on that trip. And then later he used it to hide the fact that he's carrying a rifle. And then he leaves here on his dry run. He walks out. And I bet you he's on camera again. He may have gone to the woods. He may have came over here. We don't know. But I bet you he's on one of these cameras again. And then that's where he's doing his final prep. He's now ready to go. He's done the dry run. He knows exactly what he's going to be doing. And then he disassembles the rifle. He puts the barrel down his pants and the butt of the gun maybe down his other pant leg, or however he did it, right? We've seen videos. And then we see him walking right here at 11:45 right here. He's walking right there. Then he turns and goes down this street. Apparently some lady saw him walking in this area. Don't know. Then he's walking this direction. And then at 11:48 and 49, really, he's right in this area. And then he cuts this direction. You can tell for sure that he goes over this bridge here, goes into this parking lot, and then we see him on surveillance footage go into the tunnel. You see him go through the tunnel all the way across, go up some stairs, and then up another set of stairs to this level right there, because it was one story down. Then they see him, you can assume that he probably walked through here, because they see him on camera right here on the 360-degree camera, right there, walking this direction at 12:02. Then at like 12:03 or 4, he probably goes through this door over here. 12:15, he walks up this set of stairways up onto this area here. 12:17, he steps over here, and the limp that he had, he obviously took the rifle out of his pants and put it together with a screwdriver, which he left on the roof that eventually has his DNA on it. Then, from this position, he runs over here, seemingly losing the limp because now the gun is out of his pants and he put it together. 12:23 and I think 22 seconds. He's right in this position after sort of shifting over. He shoots Charlie Kirk in the neck. Then he gets up and runs. At 12:23:34, he's right there. And then at 12:24, he's literally on the ground right here. And then he runs across over in this direction and makes his way to this wooded area. And they see him on camera do that. And then they check those woods. They find a rifle wrapped in a black towel, exactly what Tyler Robinson was carrying when he exited the roof. And then from there, he somehow made his way. I don't know, how he went through here, but he's running right through here out this direction. Now, we can only assume when he got here, he must have headed up this way again because that's the direction Tyler Robinson was heading in. So he must have the car parked up here somewhere. Somebody sent me an email and they thought maybe his car is parked right there, and that was sort of an interesting spot. But it doesn't make sense in some ways either, because why wouldn't you just, from the wooded area here, just cut across and go right to your car instead of going all the way down here and up? It was sort of interesting what they said, because if you go down to the street view right here and you look at it, there's like, it's kind of a nice little place that's not really able to be seen. But, everybody can just guess at anything. Don't know. He makes it to his car, and then after a while, he goes back to try to retrieve the rifle and the towel and everything. And by the way, while he was in the wooded area, he changed clothes to go into the shorts and everything. And then he put the pants he was wearing and the black shirt into his backpack. And then he put on the shorts and the maroon shirt, and then he exits. And he makes his way, and like I said, he goes up like that, back to his car. And then later in the evening, he tries to get the rifle and the towel, but he's not able to because there's cops. There's probably even cops on this street and this one, and he's unable to get to the wooded area to get it. And he starts texting his boyfriend, Twigs, and talking about, he admits that he did it. He's having trouble retrieving the rifle. If I hear in the news that the bullet says, mentions the UWU thing or whatever the hell that letter were, he's gonna have an aneurysm or whatever the hell he said. I don't even remember. And then he mentions how his dad tried to get a hold of him and have him send a picture of the gun because the picture of the gun was out in the media, and he didn't send his dad a picture because he didn't have a picture of the gun. And then his mom recognized him on the surveillance shots, told the dad said, "Oh my God, that does look like him." That's when they contacted him to send a picture of the gun. And then eventually, apparently the son sort of admitted it to the parents, and then the parents called a family friend and then had him turn himself in the following day. I mean, have you ever seen anything more just, I think it's UWU though, isn't it? They got rid of the O, M10. It's UWU. Not OWO. Or they're two different things. No, it's UWU. They put in the document OWO, but I think it's supposed to be U. Hell, I don't remember now. Yeah, it is what? Yeah. Let's see. Back up your argument with evidence. Fact. I just who? They're the same thing? Okay. Yeah, because it said the first document said OWO, and then the text message exchange had the right one. If you remember, we had Ryan in here said that. Yeah, it's UWU, yeah. Yeah, you guys did the same thing last time. It's the most clean. Yeah, isn't this crazy, you guys? I mean, I got to keep doing this because there's so many conspiracies coming out that you need somebody. But the problem is nobody watches my videos. I mean, they get so few views now because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. And I think that just sucks. And I think it sucks on YouTube's part as well, that they are willing to push forward a conspiracy theories by people because they get more views. Why not recommend the people who are putting out the real information? I mean, right, the whole thing I just told you right there, those are the facts of the case. I mean, it's so evident. It's crazy. I've even shown you the video where he's up on the roof in that exact spot. Well, how do you know that's Tyler Gray? Well, because we see him on surveillance going, up those stairs, and then they see the guy wearing the exact same clothing walk into the Losi building. Then they see the guy with the exact same clothing go up onto the roof, and they see the same guy with the same exact clothing go over that little wall there. Then they see the same guy with the same clothing get up and start running, and then he gets more blurry. Are we to believe that in the middle of his run, an alien beamed him out of there and replaced him? See, I think it's interesting that I've got that one photograph from early on. Let's see, where is that one? This one. This is on the 11th. See, this thing it's pretty cool because I remember. Do you guys remember the show where I was looking at this and I zoomed in and I go, "Wow, it looks like he's got like a white logo on his shirt." And look at that. Isn't that crazy? And look how blurry everything else is, but that's such a big white area that it was able to pick that up right there. How nutty is that? We didn't even see the picture of him yet, but we saw that, and I said, wow, maybe he's got like a white logo on his shirt. And then they put out the images, and lo and behold, there he is with the white logo. Remember that? Man, that's crazy. They already had the rounds engraved with transgender stuff right off the get-go, like the first day, second day in. You know?
He was transported to a local hospital where he later passed, and with his family. These individuals have worked around the clock all day to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus.
Let me see this one. Oh, we'll get back to that in a minute.
My son just messaged me and says that Charlie Kirk.
The guy have a gun?
My son.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Yeah.
Just messaged me and says that Charlie Kirk.
You need to leave. Yes, sir. Now, quick!
Yeah, so he was just right there. You can see the camera, where the camera angle is. I think it's very possible if the camera was there, was not able to see the shooter, because I think, the shooter came in at an angle. I don't know. It might be, but I just don't think so, because it was kind of high up here. But man, look at this camera right there, right in front of the face there, filming him. That must be crystal clear footage that the FBI likely has at this point.
My son just messaged me and says that Charlie Kirk.
You need to leave.
So this is the same guy that was up on that roof over there.
He's out. He made it out. He's out. He made it out.
Mm-hmm. Let me go back to this one. Let's see what the FBI was saying.
Good video footage of this individual with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and at the roof to a shooting location at 11:52 a.m. The subject arrived on campus, shortly
right
away
here
from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus,
right here,
through the stairwells,
right here,
up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location.
Right to there.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled.
This is before they showed us the video.
Off of the campus into a neighborhood.
Right.
Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly.
I know where the tent location was because I did an overhead overlay, and I have it exactly where it is.
Worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we
tell you what, you guys, if you do 13 more gifted memberships, we'd get to 100. That'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? I don't think we've ever done that on a regular stream.
We'll reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we're confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
Good morning. My name is Robert Bowles, and I am the special agent in charge of the Salt Lake field office. Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination with our law enforcement partners. Is the weapon to be. This morning, I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting.
Yeah.
It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So the FBI laboratory.
Hey, look at that. M10 did 5, 8 more, you guys. We'll get to the, might be a record, 100. Thanks, M10.
Will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected
Thanks,
footwear
Jeffrey.
impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
See, that's what they're talking about on the roof. They've got
I understand there are a lot of questions.
See, it's always interesting sometimes to go back and listen to press conferences after you know what you know. You guys ever seen those when we do those? Like even in the Idaho case, it was interesting. Like once we've got way more information, you start listening to it again or going over probable cause documents later on when you have more information.
About motive. I assure you that all leads, tips are being fully investigated. As of this morning, we've received more than 130 tips. We thank the community.
7 more. Oh, Jesus.
The FBI has.
Lisa Belson. Hey, we did it. We got to 103. Thanks, Lisa Belson. That's so nice of you.
Brought every resource to bear, and we will continue to do so throughout the course of this investigation. The FBI's mission is to protect the American people. It's to uphold.
Okay, that part I don't need all that. And I thought this one.
Said if it was old enough.
Like I've watched this whole video because it's like an hour long. And I was hoping,
That if it were taken out of the womb.
Says Free Palestine, love one
I just
another.
recorded the sort of the part and the sync of the audio is off on this. Okay, so if I go to this program here and I bring here, I'll show you how this works. Watch. All right, let me show you how I fixed the audio. Gray, you're editing it, man, you bastard. How do we know what you did wasn't the way it was? All right, well, let me just show you how this works. All right, let's just move it to the part where there's a shot. Okay, right there. So here it comes.
It's just there's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the camp.
See how that guy jolted? You see that? That guy jolted before there was ever even a sound. And the reason is because the timing is off. That's why this guy's lips don't match. Watch. Watch it.
We appreciate you. Love you.
Are you going to go down and see get closer? Are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
Nah, it's too crowded.
See? His lips don't match up, right? So what you can do is, let's just watch that again, where this guy goes, Phew. Was it right there? Let's see.
We appreciate you. Love you.
Are you going to go down and see get closer? Are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
Nah, it's too crowded. It's just there's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the.
All right. So right when that guy does that little ooh, that means there was a sound. So you go like that, right? And then what I'll do is I'm going to unlink the audio here. And then you can see it's right in this spot here. So I'm just gonna put this here like that and get rid of this audio here. And oh, not that part. I also wanted to do the I gotta cut this one out. So I'm gonna cut this out right here, right? And then that's probably the boom sound right here. Listen. Right. So that's when he would have jolted his eye. He would have went, oh my God, like that. So if I move this over to that spot like this should work way better. Watch. Let me show you.
So it would be in the camp. They just move.
What was that?
See that? Like that's way better.
They just move.
So it's still not so let's see, how would somebody so that's still too soon. I think this needs to be a little bit more this way. Hold on. Yeah. Now look at his lips and everything. They're perfect. Watch.
There's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the camp. They just move.
I think you can even do a little bit more, like just another. I like that. See that?
It's just there's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the camp. They just move.
What was that?
See that? See how that's perfectly lined up now? You see that? And then I can link these back together now. Actually, I'll get rid of this and then just extend this over to here and then connect them again. Link. And now this clip is perfect. See? Watch how everything he says will be.
Race.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love
Are you gonna go down and see the get closer? Are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
Nah, it's too crowded. It's just there's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it, so it's positioned above the tent, so it would be in the camera. And they just moved.
What was that?
God! He just got shot! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Look at that guy. The bush guy is still sitting there. He's ducked down, and maybe that's him right there. He's like, look at, oh, God, look at that, look at that, ooh, there he is. Yeah, that's crazy, man. The bush guy. Oh, now there's a person there now. Oh my God, it's a guy with a white shirt.
There's been a shooting. There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots.
Actually, the bush is up there. That wasn't the right spot. I just realized. Hold on. It's right up here. That's the bush right there.
There's been a shooting.
See, the bush guy is still crouched down there.
There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots.
See, this is why nobody ran into the shooter, though. Let's do this again. So the shot was at 12:23:22, right? So we could almost just put that on there. All right, so that's when the shot took place. So this is 3:50. So let's see when people start running. So this is 3:50 and yeah, 3:50 on the video.
What was that?
God! He just got shot! Holy shit!
So look how everybody's ducked down. Nobody's running. Some people over there are starting to move out of there.
There's been a shooting. There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots.
All right. So right now we're at. Let's see. Right now on the roof, he would be running past that little. So it's 18 seconds plus 22 is 40. So he's almost off the other, to the corner.
Shots.
So right now he's already off the roof at this point. And he's already been running a little bit. So there's no way in hell anybody from all the way back down in here was anywhere near him when he came off this roof here. They're just still kind of running over here. And, there's things you have to go through. This, see down there, however you make it up through there, but you have to go through, and then you'd have to go up some steps over here. And then it's just nobody. He got the perfect getaway spot. Came off there and then out, gone before anybody had any idea. And thanks to you guys for that I think record setting 103 for channel memberships. That was very cool. Started the month off well. See if we can have a better something similar to last month. That'd be pretty crazy. I want to see if we can beat last year. So last year we gave 48,000. And that would mean we'd have to average over 4 at the end of each month to get to, because I think we're at 36. What were we at again? 36.5. So we'd have to be, if we can get to 50, it would be 13.5. I think we should be able to do that in 3 months, don't you think? I think it's totally doable to get to 50,000. That'd be pretty sweet. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I know it depends on the cases and people watching my videos for ad revenue too, but I try my best. I wish all of you guys, when you watch my videos, when you're done watching the video, just take a minute and post it in 2 places somewhere. Not on your Facebook page, but like on in a group of people that watch videos and things. Someplace. Or maybe put it on Twitter, you know. That'd be pretty cool. What is yeah, you can put it on X or X, I guess. I always call it Twitter. I don't know why. I don't think I'm ever gonna remember to say X. Yeah, that right, Chris, right. But people have been mean to people. I haven't seen anybody in the chat tonight. I haven't been paying as much attention as normal. Probably why I'm not as frustrated. So ask some more questions here. What time we got? Well, we're already at 3 hours. How about I'll do it for 15 more minutes. What do you guys have? What do you guys have? Any questions? Oh, look at Ethan's smile. Finally thanked me for our donation. Let's see. We got Lisa Valenzuela with a coffee. Then we also have Christy with a coffee. Let's see. I think that's all we got outside of YouTube. But Ethan Smile said thanks. That's cool. Ask any questions, you guys. What do you got? What do you got? Have I debunked any conspiracies? What are you talking about? That's all I've been doing for like 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days now. I mean, I put out the factual stuff, but you know, Candace Owens puts out stuff that's just simple. You know, I'm going to do it again, so there might be other people watching. Just going to show that little image thing. I think it really should hit home to people. If it doesn't, then there's something wrong with you. That's all I can say. You know, I don't know what to tell you other than there's something wrong with your brain. In these images right here, look, that's the image of him going down the stairs into the tunnel. That's in the tunnel. This one's going up the stairs into the garage. Okay, so people say that's not Tyler Robinson. But here's a picture of him when he's being pulled over by the cops. Do you look at those? Can't you see that looks like that's the same person right there? Slightly different angle, but it's the same person, right? You can see it, right? Then we put this one in here. Can't you see that is these two are the same people and this is the same person because they are the same person? And you just look at it and you go, yeah, it's obvious. Like there's absolutely consistent anyways, right? Like you can't say, well, I don't see it. That's not him. All right. Then we got the next one here. So I have this one in here to sort of compare the, you know, sort of the neck and the shoulders. That's his backpack back there. But that's what he looks like, you know, and that's very similar to this. I mean, look at the way his shoulders are. It's the same person. And then how about these two images? Doesn't that look like very consistently the same person right there? All right, you got that. Then we've got this image that I put in here, just sort of opposite of that one, where you can sort of see the same sideburns and just the general look. That's what he looks like. And this one over here is even better because it has the same exact, look at the sideburn there. I mean, it's exactly the same. And then it has the space, a large space between the sideburn and the ear, that little space right there. So you got that. And then not only that, they got his DNA off of the rifle on the roof. So he's right here in the area. Well, Gray, I'm not saying he's not the shooter, but I think he had help. Well, a minute ago, you said he wasn't the shooter, and it came from Timbuktu, from behind him. Yeah. So anyways, you see that right there? I don't think he blamed Israel at the funeral. I don't remember him saying that at all. Matthew. I think you're stoned. In fact, if you make another comment like that, we're going to have to remove you from the channel. Sorry. Whatever happened to the Trump shooter? He's dead. Yeah. Died a long time ago. In fact, he died within 7 or 8 seconds after he shot. Oh, they're waiting on StreamYard? Okay, hold on. Hello, Joey?
Yes. How's it going, buddy?
Not too bad. What's going on?
Not much. I been watching you for a long time. I I really really love all your crooks. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting an echo even though it told me to put headphones in. I'm still getting.
Well, no, you gotta turn off. You can't be watching the video in the background. Like it can't be playing on your phone or something like that. It'll just be the same.
All right, let's see if I can.
You also have to have echo cancellation on.
There you go. I think I'm good now. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
No, I really appreciate you know, during the whole Trump shooting thing, your crooks video was probably the best video on YouTube, hands down.
Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one?
Well, I mean, which one of them? There's a lot of them, but I think you're very very thorough within your investigations, and yeah. So I mean, I mean, I watched all of them for sure, but I mean, I'm sure you probably put out 20 of them.
Yeah, yeah. It was cool. Like the stabilization part probably was the best stuff because it takes a long time, but the payoff is so great. Like when somebody's running with the camera, I can stabilize each shot so you're kind of focused in on one thing, and then you can see what's happening. That was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, well, and I think you were one of the first people to kind of put a distance, you know, with the shot and stuff like that. And then I don't know, you did a whole lot for that. I also watched a couple years ago, Gabby Petito. I know you weren't as big then, but I watched some videos on you there. That's when I originally started following you. So really love that you really get in here and you know, dive deep into stuff. And you know, anyways, my whole question is, I'm totally with the whole narrative of this is exactly how the FBI said it's happened. I think the shot was from the front. My only concern is that 30-06 round. I've shot a 30-06 before. I know the damage that they do, and I wanted your input on that because to me it sounds crazy that a 5-inch round gets stuck in somebody's neck when your neck is barely 5 inches. You know what I mean? So that's my only thing that throws me where I have my tin hat on is that how in the heck did that not blow through?
Yeah, well, because I mean, I'm not a ballistic expert, but I did the Chat GPT thing, and I said, this is what I said. Let me see, where's the one? I guess let me see if I want to find the one where it just totally debunked all of that stuff. I just have to find it really quick. Is it this one? I have been right up in here. Oh yeah. So it says, I said some conspiracy theorists think because there's no exit wound on the back of Charlie Kirk's neck, it has to be because some other way, because they claim that a bullet fired from a 30-06 rifle 100% has to go through the neck and that there is no other logical explanation. And then ChatGPT said that's a myth. A 30-06 at that distance, and I gave the distance, will always create an exit wound. Like it says, I mean, it's saying that's the myth. And then it says, the reality is, nope, not even close to always. High velocity rifle rounds usually do exit, but whether they do depends on angle, tissue type, yaw, fragmentation, and what they hit internally. The human neck has dense structures, vertebrae, etc. And it says, and it is narrow space If a bullet strikes bone, then it says example, the JFK autopsy, 6.5 millimeter Carsano round, high velocity, small entry wound at the back, exited at the throat. In other cases, with the same ammo, rounds stopped in soft tissue or shattered on bone. Then it says, what? These are the factors right here, it said. Bullet construction. Soft point or hollow point bullets expand dramatically, dump energy faster, and are less likely to exit than a full metal jacket. Yaw and fragmentation. A bullet that turns sideways, yaws, or breaks up can behave unpredictably and stop sooner. Impact, angle, and path. A diagonal path through thick muscle and bone is much longer than a straight path. I don't think that's a factor here, but intermediate barriers, clothing, mic, lanyards, even the table can affect deformation, etc. And that says, why do conspiracy theories grab it? They think the big rifle equals giant hole out the back. That's movie physics. Real world shootings are messy, even a small handgun. So anyways, there's explanations for it, like a soft point or, if it's yawing, it's just going to hit, if it's yawing though, it's going to hit sideways, right? Then it's going to send out a ton of energy on the surface, like a slapping instead of a puncture poke, So it's like, and then it goes in still, but it just stays in there. How about that?
I don't think. Well, I appreciate that. I don't see the angle for that to happen. That's
the angle was the only part. I know, but that was the only thing in there that didn't. I said the angle. It said if it's at a certain angle, it would make the neck longer. But I said that's probably not likely in this one, so it's going to be one of the other things.
Right,
what about the
fragmentation? We don't know the bullet that was used. We don't know the grain in it. We don't know all those.
Yeah, none of that stuff. Right.
Things. And so I wish that we knew that, because that would make, what I mean? It would take a lot of and even myself. Like I said, everything makes sense to me. I've seen video. I've watched every single video you've made. I've watched every video people, not want you say you hate them, but I've watched all the conspiracy videos. I mean, this has just been my whole YouTube life every night for the past.
Oh man, I don't watch any of them. Yeah, I don't know why you spend time watching those ones, but yeah,
they just roll through my feed, and and I'm interested in it, and it's just something for me to do right now. But yeah, I wish that we would get more information. I wish that we could see the shooter actually taking the shot. That would eliminate.
Well, you were never going to get to see that. We'll see him move over there and a dark figure in a corner lying down, and then you'll see him getting up and running, but there'll never be like a flash of a bullet or anything.
Actual shot.
Yeah, there's never going
to be. Why not? And then why not give us the ballistics? Why not give us what round was actually used? How much powder was in it, yada yada. And I think you would just put a lot of things to rest, instead of everyone saying, "Oh, the FBI's wrong and everybody's wrong," and it would make it like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense now. Oh, that makes sense." And I think that almost maybe his necklace was shot, and I know it's a necklace, and I mean a necklace isn't going to like absolutely stray a bullet, but I think it would, especially if you know what I mean, it wasn't a hollow point, then it would do something to the bullet. And so, I mean, just things like that could be easily explained. And I think that...
Yeah, maybe they'll come out with that at some point. But for me, it doesn't... I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't bother me that it doesn't do it, because there's so many explanations for it. I mean, I know you're saying it's from 135 yards. It probably starts off, but if it yaws, maybe it's slowing down to 2,000 or 1,800. But it's still going to puncture his neck. But then there's a lot more force that gets put on a wider area, and that's where it's dispersed, and then it gets stuck in the neck.
But stick your fingers on your neck right now, and just do 5 inches on your neck, and that's the size of the bullet. And that's what doesn't make it.
That's what you don't know, though. But you don't know that, right? Because there's a whole bunch of different type of rounds that can go into that rifle, and he might have used one that wasn't quite right.
308. Yeah.
Or maybe use something that didn't have the same gun, I don't know what you said, like gunpowder in there to make it as powerful or whatever. There's a whole bunch of different things. What do you mean?
Oh yeah,
Nate?
well, and then the ammo itself. I mean, obviously it wasn't a hollow point.
And what do you mean by a
Hollow point
5-inch bullet? That's actually like something that, like that's like a 50 cal. I mean, that's not a 5-inch.
Well,
There's no
if
5-inch
you
bullet.
don't mind, will you Google it real quick and just see how large a 30-06 round is? Because I can't
Like,
right
how long
now.
is
Yeah, because I mean I'm saying 5 inches, but I mean I'm just saying that, But it's just I've shot them before. It's a powerful rifle.
It says the maximum length is 3.3 inches.
3.3 inches. Okay.
Yeah, but it says the case length alone is 2 point. Well, there you go. I mean, so the bullet isn't long at all. The case is 2.5 of those inches. So that means the bullet itself is like in less than an inch. The part that actually gets fired out. So, it's pretty small. The bullet itself isn't 5 inches. The whole bullet in the shell is 3.34 inches, but then the projectile gets fired from the shell, and that's the part that would hit him. So it's a lot smaller than what you just said.
Okay, yeah, that is a lot smaller for sure. And I mean, I just I've held the rounds in my hands, and I'm saying 5 inches because I'm thinking it's a big round. I mean, when you're loading it, it's like, wow, this is a freaking massive bullet. I mean, it's a 30 caliber rifle, so I mean, it's big. But so I mean, 5 inches to me, maybe 3.5 inches to all my ex-girlfriends, huh?
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, but look at right here. I mean, aren't these all? Which caliber bullet is bigger? Oh, okay. Let me see. Well, there was this one part that has all these different types of rounds that gun can fire. But yeah, you look at something like this, right? See these?
Yeah, they're big.
I mean, but that's just the shell, right? There's gunpowder in there, and the bullet probably goes to right there. You see, the bullet's probably right where obviously where this narrows is where the bullet goes, so it's much smaller. And maybe something like that's a soft point, that's way shorter.
It definitely had to have been a soft point, without a doubt. I think that has to be just, like a given. And so and I was one of the first people that thought like, oh, he had to have been hit in some kind of a chest plate, because that entrance wound looks really weird to me. And I think.
But couldn't it be? There's a lot of this movement on the this is how I look at it. When he shot, there's all this movement, and people assign it to meaning something, that there's something underneath there. But I think it could just be if the bullet did yaw, or it's a soft point bullet, there's much more energy that gets dispersed on the surface area, and I think you're just looking at a massive shock wave of power, and it just looks weird.
Your body's full of water, and I mean, it just
and you watch it and slow, kind of like you're trying to watch it slowly, and it just does. There's just weird movements there. Watch one of those gels.
You can pick out. Oh, that's a square. Oh, that's definitely a square.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
just, no, it's. Yeah, I mean, you pull out every single frame, you're going to find 30 different shapes. So
yeah.
I quickly was like, no, it can't be. He wasn't wearing a chest plate. I kind of knew that. And then there was the whole, he got shot from behind. I'm like, nah, that's not right. I think that something happened weird about his necklace, and I don't know if. I don't know.
Here's how you should do it in your brain, though. It's just go like this. Listen, everything makes sense. Everything, you got everything is Tyler Robinson. And just because the 30-06 thing is like, oh man, I think this, just realize that bullets don't always do what people think that they do. And there's a lot of elements that we don't have any knowledge about at this point, because they haven't told us. But it is Tyler Robinson who shot. So you just have to say to yourself, we'll just have to wait and see what the reason is that it didn't exit his neck. That's all we got to wait for. There isn't going to be you
I
know,
think it maybe hit his necklace in some weird way somehow. Like I don't even know how it would even happen. But I feel like the necklace had something to do with the impact of the bullet to make it where it didn't go through or something. I don't know. I don't know. That's silly. You know what I mean? It's another freaking tin hat conspiracy thing. But
mhm.
yeah, it is a very powerful round. Bullets do weird stuff. It will a 30-06 round will absolutely penetrate bone. It blow through a lot of stuff if it's a hollow point. But if it's
Well,
not,
those like Full Metal
if it's
Jacket,
soft
they
point,
say, that's probably gonna do a lot
yeah.
more.
But
I mean, I've learned more about bullets just during this thing than I care to, but at the same time,
right. But I can guarantee there was no full metal jacket, nothing like that. I think it was a soft point,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, or it was
bullets
like
do
a
weird
bullet
stuff.
that it wasn't supposed to be, one that doesn't really work in that age of a rifle or something, and maybe it was fired because, like, one of the things I looked up or somebody told me about was one of the documents I read was that so like the barrel in some of these like older 30-06,
They lose
they have a
power.
certain spin. They have a certain spin rate when the bullet leaves for the type of bullets they were using. But then these newer bullets, they require much more centrifugal, I guess velocity or whatever the hell it is, and the barreling in that might not be correct for that type of bullet. So when it comes out, it starts yawing. It doesn't have the stability that it or rotational stability.
Velocity.
Yeah, so it just doesn't have the stability because it's not spinning like a spiral when somebody throws or somebody throws one of those wobbly passes. Those don't go quite as far and they're not really, but like if this is completely spiraled out of the gun, it would probably hit the target. But a wobbly pass,
And a wobbly bullet would explain why that bullet hole looks so different.
yeah, that's
too, you know
exactly what I think. That's why I think I put this out like 2 weeks ago about it being, I think it's very possible it's a yawing bullet, and when it hits, it's almost kind of like at an angle, and it really hits hard because now it's not penetrating. Like a needle when you get a shot, right? It goes right into your arm, and you barely even feel the damn thing. But it has massive damage in. A bullet would cause that massive damage inside, but like the bullet with the point goes in, it's just nice and tight. Boom, goes straight in, and then it causes the catastrophe inside. But imagine if it's sideways, going 1,500 feet a second or 2,000. The amount of force that would put on the surface area. I mean, it would just be like like this. It's not poking into your skin. It's really slapping it so hard, but it penetrates the skin because it's going 2,000 feet per second. You know what I'm saying? And then there's this massive, yeah.
And the gun he shot was 1908, 1918, something like
that.
that.
I guess the 1906 and the one Fox News screen grab that I've got. Although apparently maybe they changed the barrel later. I don't know, but
I think they definitely changed the stock. I mean, the stock had been modified for sure, but yeah, the barrel though. I mean, think about how many rounds have been through that thing.
Right, and they were made for different kind of bullets too. They don't make the same bullets today, I would imagine. I'm sure they're totally different. Probably made for like modern 30-06. You throw it in there, and it's like it just doesn't. It's not going to perform the same, I would imagine. I mean, like I said, I'm not a ballistic expert or anything like that. I'm just kind of learning. I just trying to use common sense based on the stuff that we've heard throughout, looking up articles and things like that. That's been my idea, though, I think I even made a video on it, that it was just sort of a shot that started yawing and it still hit the target, just not maybe where he was aiming, and it hit him in the neck. And the bullet, because it dispersed all the energy, a lot of it on the surface, when it got inside, it didn't travel out. Maybe it hit the bone and just stopped in there because it didn't have, it wasn't as aerodynamic going through the body as it would have been had it been the point first and correctly entering. It's hard to explain, but you know what I'm saying.
No, you honestly, like, you've kind of taken my tin hat off today, because I never thought about, oh, well, I never like really thought about it, even though I was thinking about it constantly. Like, oh, that's the bullet's not right. The gun is too strong. It had to went through. But talking through with you, I'm like, oh yeah, well, it's an old barrel. It's an old gun. Soft point bullet probably went wobbly, and makes sense to me now. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, and we'll see what they say at the end. We get to see the ballistics, and here's the thing: what if it is let's say it's a full metal jacket, 30-06, and yet the autopsy, it was found in his neck. It is just what it is. Weird shit happens, and that'll just be the answer, right? I mean, let's say the ballistics match the rifle. It's going to do that. And they know that it was fired from that gun and the bullet is stuck in his neck. It's not a conspiracy, even if it's a better type of bullet and everything, because that's where they found it. Right. And that's just is what it is. There's so many things like that where you go, God, how'd the bullet do that? Like it hits them in the neck and then it goes out their butt. It's like, well, how the hell did that happen? It's the craziest thing in the world, but it happens. But I just think it'll be one of those things that we were just talking about. Soft point or a wobbly bullet, something like that. Right? You still there? Oh, I think I lost him. I see him still sitting here, but I'll see you later, Joey. I think he lost connection somehow. Wait, you still there? Oh, you there? Hello?
I'm here now. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure you got removed from the stage, but
yeah, that was my bad. I accidentally exited out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think that's just going to be, even if it turns out later, like I said, that hell, it was a full metal jacket and it was over here, and and he shot it, and there's one entrance wound, and maybe the thing is the hole's so big in the front that it seems like it's going to be the wobbling.
The wobbly
Right.
bullet makes dude, I'm getting like goosebumps when you say that. I'm like, wobbly bullet. That makes it literally just clicked, like all these light bulbs went off in my head. My two brain cells.
Well, that's what's interesting, because even on the show, what's interesting is on my show when we were going over this, and I said, "Wow, I think this is it." Everybody was like, "I said, doesn't this make the most sense right here?" And everybody's like, "Yeah, it really does," because it does. It makes the most sense of everything. Because all the other stuff, you have to come up with something. Oh, it hit a bulletproof vest and then deflected up. With this and things.
I went with that for a day, and I was like, no, there's this, and I kept watching video. I'm like, no, you would see like a hole in his shirt. You would see, you know what I mean? It would act different. And then there's been things where, oh, there's a detonation device in there that blew up on his chest, and like, no,
oh yeah,
come on,
crazy. Oh yeah, no, it was the
pocket guns.
So here's what it was. That's what Candace Owens was probably trying to sell, something like the microphone on the shirt was set up there by the Israelis, like they did with the pagers in the pockets of the I think it was the Lebanese army or whatever the hell it was, the leader.
Except that his microphone was on the complete opposite side.
Hey, come on, we can't. Hey, man, don't mess with the. It's a cool theory, man. You're messing it up. Okay, so yeah, right, yeah, nothing makes sense.
No, but that puts a lot of stuff. I appreciate you letting me on stage today, and because that puts a lot of stuff to rest in my brain. Because I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart. I love them. I love conspiracy theorists. I love digging deep into 9/11, and it's just kind of fun, and you don't know what to believe, and I always know you aren't.
I used to do that. I used to kind of do that. Like in the 9/11, I was kind of like way back then, like 20 something. What is it? 25 years ago now, or whatever. Yeah. I was just like, I was kind of into that. There's some interesting little elements there, but in general, there's no conspiracies on these things. It's just there's these lone shooters or weirdos and crazy people out in the world. You see them in the chats.
I got deep into when you were doing the Trump shooting and talking about a second shooter at the water tower.
Oh Jesus!
And I know, well, and it was like you were like you were the one that put that to rest for me, and so I appreciate that, because I was like, man, maybe there was another shooter, and then like, so and I think that there doesn't need to be so much hate around YouTube. Anybody that's investigating these things, I think everyone needs to show everybody love.
Yeah,
but
see, I have a
also,
hard time doing that because I actually think that most of the conspiracy theorists are not investigating with a good motive at all. I think they're just trying to get what can I come up with today to get the most clicks and views, and I think
clicks
that's
and views.
yeah.
I believe that because I watched what's his name? He's the guy that never mind. I don't even know his freaking name, to be honest. He's not even that important. But he's somebody that was talking about it came from the back and blah blah blah, and he has a really something, I can't think of his name offhand right now. Sorry, but anyways, I started watching his videos and stuff, and then he was saying Tyler Rogers. He kept saying Tyler Rogers, and I'm like, this guy right here can't even say Tyler Robinson.
Yeah, that's funny because that's just like the people in the Idaho 4, the Brian Koberger case. Those people can't spell his name. They say Kohlberger with an L, and they don't even know how to spell the victims' names. They're just losers. I mean, just the stupidest shit you've ever seen. It's like, why are you even,
Why are you wasting people's time? Is what I like. And like I said, I've been down this rabbit hole for over a week now, and or I guess almost 2 weeks now. And I've watched every conspiracy video, any video on YouTube that's around. I've probably watched it on this thing, And I'm just oh my god, you kidding me, this guy.
Well, do you feel like you wasted your time now, though? Like it's like, well, I guess it was still entertaining for you. So
it's
that was
entertaining. I listen to this stuff before I go to bed, and I listen to podcasts and stuff like that. So it just kind of puts me to sleep.
All right. Well, keep in mind here, I'm not saying it's 100% that the bullet was. That's just my theory because I feel like that makes the most sense. It could be that the bullet was a total. It could be a completely perfect 30-06 that somehow went in there, and not a soft point, and it still got some weird thing happen when it got in. It started tumbling right when it entered or something, and then just didn't make it out. I mean, there's always something like that, but I'm just saying what I think is the most likely, because here's the thing. I am absolutely certain that Tyler Robinson is the shooter. So since I'm certain of that, then the bullet part is just, okay, what happened? Let's figure out at some point, how it entered and why it didn't go out the back. And yet he's still the shooter. So no matter what it turns out to be, it doesn't mean that there's another shooter. It means that, wow, the bullet did something really unusual this time, or it makes sense because it was tumbling and it just didn't have the same power. I even looked it up. It's like the bullets are 3,000 feet a second, but when they tumble and yaw, they can go down to 1,500 feet, which would still enter the skin, but be much slower. And then there'd be a lot of power on the surface area, make that big hole, and then go in and kind of stop. So that's what makes the most sense.
It makes so much sense. Like how, honestly, I feel like you cracked the case.
It might not slow down to 1,500. It might even just go to 2,000 in that short of a distance. It might be 20, but either way, going in somewhat sideways is definitely going to create a huge problem in terms of exiting. Now it's gonna struggle. You can see it in those gel things out there. They don't really go that far in when they're sideways if you go out and watch them.
No, but they do make a big implosion inside, and we saw the big implosion inside of his chest. We saw it, everything blow out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just and the shooter took the shot very quick. You know what I mean? He was up on that roof. He took that shot really quick, within less than 20
Yeah,
seconds.
No, he got there. I think he got up and started running it. They say at 12:22, and the shot was at I think it's at 12:23:22. So it's not right at 12:23. It's at 12:23:22 because 13 seconds later, he seems to be at about a distance that makes sense at 34. So 12 seconds later, he's running, but he's kind of still close to where he shot from. So I'm saying the shot can't, because he got up right away. He's not going to shoot, and then he shot and it just stood right up and got the hell out of there.
I think he saw the hit and got out, and
Yeah.
and he did climb behind that black barrier. And was they saying
Yeah, he was there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He went there
Yeah,
at
so
12:17 and he got up at 12:22, ran over, shot at 12. I think he was probably in the shooting position for less than a minute, I would say.
And plenty of time for him to put that rifle together. I think that's another discrepancy.
Yeah, those
people
5
have,
minutes.
which is,
Yeah.
dude, we've seen. Well, I've watched 5-6 videos of people.
Yeah,
put
Matt
that rifle together in a
Kester.
minute.
Yeah, Matt. I think his name is Matt Kester. That guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the guy. That's his name. The guy that makes the videos on. He showed how you can carry it in a black towel.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
probably have one as a guest pretty
He
soon.
walked it. Is that the guy that walked it down the stairs and everything? Like he did a whole.
Yeah,
story.
and he got it like his son or a friend or something that looks kind of like Tyler. You know, the same body structure. Put the gun down the pants, and it looked exactly the same. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same type.
So, I mean, it's all pretty much cut and dry there. I mean, you can see when he's limping down the road, you can see he's kind of got this limp, like he's got something.
It's
stuck
so
in there.
it's so obvious. It's just, I mean, these people, they can't even admit that part. It's just unbelievable to me. It's so, that's why I got to keep doing this, because I got to be the one person that's just not going to allow conspiracy shit to take over. It's just absolute garbage.
It's good for you too. Yeah, and I mean, we saw him go up even hours before, scoping out the place. I think he was making a game plan there. I thought at first, not at first, but I thought at some point in time, like, well, maybe he brought the gun early and staged it up there.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it was in his pants. But I made a video earlier today. I think he did a dry run, actually. I think
I watched that. I watched that earlier.
10:08. I think right around in the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, he was doing a dry run. And then right after that, just literally 35, 40 minutes later, he's heading back with it all in his pants. He's got it. He just did it. He saw what he was going to do, and he's ready to do it. And now everybody's attention is on the stage. There aren't just stragglers walking around anywhere. Everybody is watching Charlie Kirk, and he's behind all of them. And it was really well planned. His escape wasn't, though. The shooting part was, it's crazy.
His escape plan wasn't that great. I'm surprised he didn't break an ankle.
Yeah, that's pretty wild that he just jumped off of there, and that's a 10-foot drop. That's crazy from the top of the
at least.
But it was on grass too, so it's on grass, and
then for him to ditch the gun there, I thought was kind of silly too. With no one around that area at the time, I think he could have just calmly walked with that towel over the gun.
I think he was sort of nervous. Here's what I think. I think he thought there's going to be surveillance picking him up, running with this thing. So he probably thought, I'm going to leave in the woods, I'm going to change clothes, and then I'm going to walk out of here. And then later I'll just kind of quietly go back into the woods and grab it, but I'll have my jeans on now, and I'll have to disassemble it again. But he wasn't going to be able to, because he left the screwdriver up on the roof. So I don't know what he was going to do there. He was kind of messed up. But anyways,
I think he would have been better off just taking the towel, walking with the gun where he was going. I don't think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
I think he still would have obviously got caught because his parents turned him in. And
what's weird is I kind of wonder a little bit is it maybe he was going to go in the woods, because all he really had to do was go into the woods, disassemble that thing really quick, put it back down the jeans, and then take off the shirt and put the maroon one on, and then just walk out of there the same way he did before. But he didn't.
Maybe he was like, "Where's the screwdriver?" Right.
That's what I'm saying. So he didn't. So what I was saying was he didn't have the screwdriver. So then but he doesn't mention that in the messages. He just said his ditch point, but that might just be because he had to ditch it at that point. He might have. I think it's possible he only went into the woods to change his shirt and disassemble the rifle and put it in his pants, and then walk out the same way he came in with the backpack on. But he didn't have the screwdriver, so he was screwed and he left it there. That makes a hell of a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, it really does. It does. That's crazy. So he.
And I mean, he's in full panic mode too, thinking every eye's on him. He's, he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get out of here then, and then hangs around the scene for 5+ hours. Goes to Dairy Queen, waits, tries to to get it later, but I don't like those messages. By the way, we don't have to get into a whole topic about it, but I don't like the way that those messages are on there. Like I wish we could see the real messages, like. Because we know that you see the little hyper sands or whatever, and we know it's like just bits of their whole conversation. So
they skipped a lot of stuff. It's all about the gun. That's every single message is referencing the gun somehow. That's all that was about. They were just trying to show us that the gun that they found is the gun that he's messaging about. I mean, it's so damning, that stuff. But that's why the conspiracy theorists have to pretend that the conversation's some kind of constructed conversation by somebody, because then everything falls apart. That's so damning to have. Well, I left my rifle wrapped in towel.
But no one says I didn't get to my vehicle like that. That is
no. So you're no. The thing is, you're buying into this idiot conspiracy theories out there again. He does say that. He actually says the word vehicle in his when he got pulled over by the cops in that video. He says the word vehicle. Yeah. So the thing is okay. people do use words like that. Yeah. I mean, but by the way, he does, right? Because the way he wrote is like that. And then even when you watch that, when he got pulled over, he talks sort of similarly in this kind of a sort of different way about him. I mean, you wouldn't suspect him of ever being a shooter in that when he got pulled over that one time. But yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't think there's anything suspicious about the text messages. I think people want there to be. So, I mean, I guess what you could say, like people think that it's set up where, like this is a conversation they set up to protect Twigs, but at the same time, why would you implicate yourself while you're still out in the field? See, law enforcement has the timing of those text messages. They know that Tyler Robinson is still on the scene trying to get his rifle while he's texting that. So why would you, if you're trying to help Twigs, hey everybody, he was just trying to I think get it off his chest, because now he's feeling like he's not going to get the rifle, he's not going to get the towel, and he's going to get caught. And now he wants to sort of unburden himself a little bit with his boyfriend. And he's just trying to, hey, I did it. And I think he hit him more than he thought it would. He probably regretted doing it right after he did it.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. He probably did. And he's just pouring all his emotions into somebody that he trusted.
Right. And I think there's a lot more in the conversations too. Yeah. So, anyways, I think
we'll see them all.
I think I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I've been on here all night.
Hey, that sounds good. I want to look. I just now started looking at I didn't know that through this SteamYard that I can actually look at the YouTube comments, and I'm like, oh dang! I hope everybody didn't think I was some crazy, conspiracy theorist or something.
Hey, you're the Joey that emails me and stuff? Or are you a different Joey?
No.
Okay, there's another Joey that emails me. Okay. I was
all
just
Joeys
wondering.
are good Joeys, though.
I guess so. All right, man. Hey, it was cool. Thanks for calling in. Let's do it again sometime.
Man,
right?
Hey, thank you, man. Like I said, I love all your content. I appreciate what you do. I love that you tell it how it is, and I enjoy watching you all the time. So please keep up your videos. I enjoy watching, even if it's not this case. If it's the next thing, I enjoy you a lot. So I appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. Have a good night, buddy.
You too. Bye bye. All right. Well, man, that was a long show. Thanks, Joey, and everybody else who called in, except the one crappy person throwing out the derogatory terms. Oh, and by the way, Joey, I'll send you your check later. Thanks for those kind words. I know nobody would just say those things without getting money. All right, here we go. Thanks, Brenda Peacock. And then also, let's see, we've got Back to Watch the Man Unravel the Crime. All right, Mushy Mystic. Then Brenda Peacock became a new member. Then we got Tony Morrow. I've already thanked the people on the coffees. Let's see. Where's that one? Oh, yeah. And then Esther M. gifted a membership. Ted Bundy, the serial killer. I want to know who taught Candace about the government's involvement with aliens. That's right. Then CR gifted 5. Then K-Me. Then Esther M. with the 25 months. Happy October 1st, fellow freaks. Let's go, Gray. And CR gifted or did a super chat. And K-Me again. Thank you, K-Me. And then Megsy. Then Linda, 25 months. Then DJ, Alley Cake. We the Captain now. And we got CR gifted 5 more. Very kind. Ty, a super chat. And not to mention that just like a serial killer, he returned back to the scene of the crime. Then Dixie Hippie. And CR said, let's go. Yeah, we were still kind of struggling at that time. And then my friend of many years, who was deep down the rabbit hole, has come close to ending the friendship over this. Just try to relax. Keep doing what you do. And Dixie Hippie. Great job, great. Then Born to Raise Hogs. And CR gifted another one. I think that's 11 then. And then Kay Miller came in with the double cat eye donation. And then followed up by a double cat eye donation of memberships. So that was amazing. Then we had Heather Lewis. Then Mariska. And then Esther M. And then Truth Sleuth, 65 months. And then Romeo's Heart gifted 5. Then CR did another one. Then DJ gifted 1. Then Ashley Ferris gifted 5. Then Chris Stew. And then Dixie Hippie gifted 5. And Jeff S. gifted 1. You guys are amazing. And then High Gray will send a super chat. Mickey Duff said. Then DJ. Then Connie E. Then Barbara Hall gifted 1. Then I gifted 10, 5, and then another 5. And then those are the free ones that I can give out in a month. Then Mickey Duff. And then we got Carolina gifted 5. Then Susan Smith. And then EI Rule. And then Nate Campbell gifted 1. Then M10. And then Anthony gifted 5. Megsy. And then Lisa Belson gifted 10. And then Sandy Shirley. And then Romeo's Heart. Perfect amount of member months to say thank you to Grant Hughes Investigates. 69. All right. And then William. Thank you for letting me call in and share. Yeah. Thanks, William. That was a good call, too. And then M10 gifted 5. And what William said. Thanks for letting me call in and share my thoughts with your audience. My boss at the CIA will be happy. I really need a promotion. Then M10 gifted 5. Then we had Jeffrey Sedal. And then Lisa Belson again gifted 10, I think, right? Is that right? Wow. Very cool. Thanks, everybody. That was amazing. And then we had Christy and Lisa Valenzuela with the coffees. All right, thanks, everybody. That was a long one, though. Look at that. 3 hours and 50 minutes. Crazy, huh? All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess, right? And thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thought it was pretty cool. It's kind of nice having the call-ins because you can talk through things. I like to talk and then show on the screen different things, and seems to work pretty good. But make sure to go out and watch the video that I made today. All right. I am taking off, Zozo. And by the way, Zozo's Australian rules football team made it to the grand final, but they didn't win it. But at least they made it to the finals. I had my Portland Trailblazers made it to the finals in 89-90 and 91-92, but didn't win either time. But there you go. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? So, again, thanks for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Yeah, I've been doing crime safe out there. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
The hell's that? Are you doing Yiddish?
Crime dissector.
The projector.
I'm a certified human
Lie
lie
detector. I'm gonna get ya.
on a stretcher.
If you try and play me like an old projector. Yeah.
Is my
I did see the score there, Zozo. Didn't look too good in that second half. Whatever that was.
And I'm always gonna be a protector. Interceptor. And a needle and a spectre with a vector.
On his
Vector.
with all
respect, y'all.
Just remember, I've a temple fucking checker.
I have no agenda.
I'm no pretender. And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you.
Hold on.
I gotta look at something really quick. The hell was that one? Yeah, this is the guy that I was talking about yesterday. Hold on a second. Let me just flip back over here. Yeah, see this guy? Antonio Viragosa. This guy. He's the one that was the mayor of Los Angeles, except it was from 2005 to 2013. I don't know why I thought he was today, but he's the one that wasn't born in the U.S. You know. So it's kind of strange, isn't it, to have somebody that's not born in the U.S., but he's, from Mexico, and he's ahead of, running the city of Los Angeles, where, it's just, I don't know, man. It just really seems kind of like something that shouldn't be a thing. It's kind of odd. It seems like you could get somebody in there that's like, hey, yeah, let's get as many people from Mexico in here as possible, and I don't know. On Gary's show earlier that Cash said they used AI on the photos. No, he never said anything like that. If they did anything at all, they enhanced the images, but they didn't. Those look like just regular shots, right? Anyways, thanks everybody. I had to come back on and show you. That was the one I was thinking about yesterday. I wasn't way off. All right. So again, thanks for being here. See you tomorrow and be safe.